They told the court that they plan on bringing a Section 174 discharge application for all 5 accused. The men are accused of the Bafana Cape 10 2014 murder in what the state believes was a hit. Modisa reports.
The decision by the defense to bring a discharge application in terms of Section 174 of the Criminal Procedure Act means they believe there is no real evidence against the accused in order for a conviction to be secured. The defense will have to make arguments on this application and the state will oppose. But because the accused's case is funded by legal aid, the defense will first have to consult with the body, and their intention to bring the application must be discussed by a committee. The same committee will decide whether to fund the discharge application, informing the next steps by the defense. The court has adjourned the matter for 2 weeks in order for legal aid to make a decision. Modisa, Eyewitness News.
The EFF is confident of making major inroads in Cape Town and the Western Cape when the party heads to the local government elections next year. EFF leader Julius Malema says the party's growth projections point to electoral improvement not just in the Western Cape but also in the Eastern Cape. Malema was addressing a press conference in Cape Town yesterday. Babalondenza reports.
Julius Malema says the EFF chose Khayelitsha as the venue for its anniversary because it's been neglected by the DA-governed metro. He says the people of Khayelitsha continue to live in squalid conditions with poor sanitation and no basic housing.
It is for this reason that the EFF has chosen to host its 12th anniversary in Khayelitsha. We must be where the people are, especially the most marginalized, because they are the base, home, and shield of this movement.
Malema adds that all research points towards growth in electoral support in the region.
And stats shows you, not stats, research shows you that the EFF is going to have a huge increase in the Western Cape and Eastern Cape.
Malema says the anniversary celebrations will be a festival of the poor, and the party expects thousands to come out in support from across the metro. Babalondenza, Eyewitness News, Cape Town.
And at least 12 people have been killed and more than 100 wounded in a series of explosions at a weapons depot in Syria. The Syrian Observatory says the warehouse in northern Idlib belonged to the Turkestan Islamic Party. The tip is a jihadist group active in the region made up of fighters who joined the Syrian civil war to fight against former President Bashar al-Assad. Authorities are yet to confirm the cause of the explosion. Gold is trading at $3,361.58 an ounce. The rand is at 17.64 to the dollar, 23.81 to the pound, 20.72 to the euro. Brent crude oil is at $69.42 a barrel.
And in the traffic, we've got a major accident scene heading towards Houghton. This is on the Mike 1 North. It happened right near the Kilani Bends and it's causing delays as you come out of Boyson's Road. So please be on the lookout there. The southerly direction of this highway is also backed up in the Houghton area while traveling on the N12 as well as the R24 West. Delays between Edenville Road and the Gilulis interchange.
A partly cloudy Friday in store for Gauteng with showers expected today. The temperatures will peak at highs between 21 and 22 degrees. The top story in EWN this hour. Police say 5 suspected cash in transit robbers killed during a confrontation with officers were wanted for committing crimes in Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal.
EWN, in touch, in tune and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app. Walk through history, walk with it. Sunday, 27 July, 7:02 Walk the Talk. Hosted by Freedom Park in the city of Tshwane. More on primemediaplus.com.
You're with Clement Manyathela
On 702.
Let's Walk the Talk, streaming on the Prime Media Plus app,
DSTV channel 856,
92.7 and 106 FM.
7 minutes after 9 o'clock. Dumelang, happy Friday. Welcome to the Clement Manyathela Show. How are you doing on this 25th day of July? Payday for some of you, if you're lucky enough to have a job in this country. Thank you for choosing 702 this morning. I hope you're good and I hope you've had a wonderful week and that you're ready for the weekend and ready for the 702 Walk the Talk. Can't wait to meet you, to see you on Sunday in Pretoria. It's Friday, and you know what we do every Friday? We do Gratitude Friday. This is where you can call us right now and tell us what you are grateful for this week. What happened this week that made you happy? That reminded you of how blessed you are? Did you or your loved one graduate? Did you ace that exam? Did you seal that deal? Were you reminded of how blessed you are to have a partner you have? The kids you have, the family you have. We do this every Friday because the whole idea is to try and cultivate this culture of gratitude, right? For the big or small things. So come on, please call us. We want to celebrate with you. 011-883-0702. The WhatsApp line is 072-702-1702. If you've got comments, you can put them up on YouTube. If you're watching us on the 702 YouTube page, because as you know now, you can watch and listen to the show at the same time. Just Google 702 YouTube page. It'll come up and you can watch and listen to the show at the same time. And you can see when I forget that I'm on camera and I roll my eyes to something. You can post your comments there. I'll read them on the YouTube page. Can we show some love for Banyana Banyana and wish them well as they take on Ghana tonight in the third place playoff? Yes, our hopes of defending the WAFCON ended in tears for us when we lost to Nigeria, but our ladies can still come home with a medal. So let's wish them well and keep them in our thoughts, in our prayers. So good luck to Banyana Banyana tonight. Code 10 or Code 8? That's the question. Yesterday, Jonathan Kabazela came to studio to tell us what's coming up on 702 Drive, and they were going to talk to Wendy Nola about something else. And I remember I got the shock of my life when I found out yesterday that Kabazela has a Code 10. So it was 702 afternoons, not 702 Drive, sorry. Jonathan was standing in for Relebohile. And he told us on air that he's got a Code 8 driver's license. And I'm not kidding you. I'm really being honest here. I got the shock of my life. I have never met a man with a Code 8 driver's license. I've always somehow, and wrongfully so, but I've always assumed that like men go for a Code 10. And again, to give you context around this, where I come from, a lot of people who decided to take, or their parents who decided to get them to get a Code 10 is because they wanted us to have other opportunities, right? Because again, the context of where we come from, the employment opportunities, it's not a lot of, unemployment is crazy. And you see this a lot when you go home in the village. So the better opportunity that our parents thought we could have was to get us to have Code 10 driver's licenses, so that should something happen, at least you can at least drive trucks, for instance. And I do have some people I know back home who drive trucks. So that has always been the thinking for me. And I used to think, okay, so all of us, we get this because it actually increases our opportunities of getting employment. And I've always thought that, okay, a lot of ladies then are probably getting a Code 8, because normally guys at then, the context I had then was they're the ones that end up, for instance, going into the industry, driving trucks, etc., etc. So I really was shocked. Now, the debate that then ensued yesterday when I expressed this was, who are better drivers, Code 10 or Code 8? and which one was easier to pass? I still think that code 8 is very easy to pass. I mean, if you gave me a vehicle, and that's the thing about many of us who did code 10s, is we already knew how to drive already. Huh? Because at home, either your loved one, if you were lucky enough to maybe have a loved one who had a family, or your neighbor, they already taught you how to do that, or you were stealing cars to go drive. So had you given me a code 8, I was going to ace that immediately. So I do think that code 8 is probably easier to pass than a code 10. I don't know if you agree or disagree with that. We can debate that. But I was so surprised. And I want to put this question to you because we didn't have time to talk about it yesterday. Which one is easier, code 10 or code 8? And who are the better drivers? And am I the only one who's shocked that there are actually guys with a code 8? Well, because there's clearly a lot. Bongani Bingwa has a code 8. KG has a code 8. And I was telling them me and Abel have a code 10. 011-883-0702. WhatsApp's on 072-702-1702. It's a Friday. Let's have fun with that. Between 10 and 11 o'clock, we're going to do the Across the Desk feature. Today I'm hosting funeral service providers or funeral undertakers. So in South Africa, funerals are deeply rooted in cultural tradition and community values, right? They serve not only as a farewell to the deceased, but also a vital expression of identity, of respect, of collective mourning. But do you actually know behind the scenes, there are professionals who dedicate their lives to ensuring that our loved ones are treated with dignity in their final journey and that families are supported during some of the most painful moments. So today on Across the Desk, we're going to be shining the light on the people who do this essential work, the undertakers and the funeral parlor owners who walk beside us in times of loss. So they navigate cultural practices and legal processes. You know, they deal with the emotional toll and the business side of things. So they really do it all. And they're going to be telling us more about their work at 10 to 11. At 11, we do our relationship and sex feature. This is adult radio, so kids are not allowed to listen to this segment at 11 o'clock. We're going to be talking about sex for women over 40. We know what happens to women and their sex life when they reach 40. You know, it gets more exciting, apparently. But what about when they reach and enter their 50s? So how do you keep your sex life going as a woman in your 50s? Because as we age, it's natural for us to change, physically and otherwise. So as women age and go through menopause, their sexual desires can change. Some women feel shame or embarrassment around discussing their sexuality at this stage of life. Some struggle to understand their bodies and often don't know what pleases them anymore. And there's this common misconception that by the time you reach your senior years, your sex life is done, right? Some believe that the passionate love in your younger years fades away for older couples. So we're going to be discussing that at 11 o'clock. That's the show coming up over the next 3 hours.
Clement Manyathela, streaming on the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856
92.7
and 106 FM.
Max, you are calling us from Naturena. Good morning.
Clement, how are you today?
I'm all right, man. What are you grateful for?
I'm grateful, man. God has blessed me with a beautiful 6-year-old now. Yesterday we celebrated her birthday. I've been raising this beautiful girl since she was 2 years on my own with nobody's help.
Wow.
She just brought a new meaning to life for me. And I know a lot of people struggle to do this alone. And especially for a man raising a girl, it's completely difficult. But
Max.
I only disappointed that she wanted an Orlando Pirates jersey with Fuken on it, but I can't find her size.
Man. And Max, wait. Did you say she's adopted, or what's the context?
No.
It's your child.
She's my biological daughter.
But
just the mother disappeared when she was 2 years old. So,
Max. Yeah. I'm happy to hear that, man. Thank you for raising a strong daughter. And for taking up that responsibility as a man, especially in these times when men are running away from responsibilities. That's amazing. And happy belated birthday to your daughter who turned 6 That's amazing stuff. Max, thank you so much for your call. Ken, you are calling us from Randburg. I understand you're a driving instructor. Good morning.
Morning. Yes.
Hi, go ahead.
I think that the code 10, the license for the code 10 is, people go for that because you don't do the side parking. All you're doing is alley docking. So you're doing one alley docking and then you're going onto the road.
Yeah.
So, and then you're only going about 40, 45. So you're not getting, the real experience of driving a light motor vehicle. So I get quite a few people coming back to me after getting a code 10 license and learning how to drive a small car.
Really?
Because they haven't got the experience. Yeah. And the differences with code 10 and the code 14. Don't forget, a code 14 is a long, it's a bigger truck. It's a trailer truck. So therefore, the difference with that is that's where you're getting your driving exposure from. Is from a bigger truck. A code 10 is not difficult. It's when you're driving a light motor vehicle, you got to get the experience after driving a small truck. I get a lot of that all the time, coming back and learning how to drive a light motor vehicle for whatever reason. So driving a code 10 is an easy way to get your license.
Okay. I'll take that from you, Ken, because you're a driving instructor. Thank you for calling us in Randburg. Let's go to Norma, who's also in Randburg. Norma, good morning.
Good morning, Clement. How are you?
I'm all right. What are you grateful for?
Oh, man. So, Clement, I get it. We used to stay body flipping, so we only had a couch, and the kids would sit on the carpet to eat, Daddy and I on the couch. And so we recently moved into a new home.
Wow.
And I bought a dining room set. And on Monday, it was just so amazing for us to sit around the table as a family, pray together. And as we were eating, we were asking each other, how was your day at school? How was your day at work? And it was just so beautiful, seeing my kids open up. I mean, they're 7 and 4. And the 4-year-old, usually you would ask him, how's your day at school? It was nice. But he was just ramping on and on and on because, we're all doing it together and he's hearing that people are saying a lot, so he also has to have stories. So it was just really a nice, intimate time with the family. So I'm really grateful for that.
Sounds so amazing. Listen, well done to you and your partner. Congratulations for, getting a new home and finishing it like that and having that opportunity to sit around the table with your children. Thank you for sharing that with you. We are grateful together with you. Let's go to Renee, who's calling us from Joburg. Renee, good morning.
Good morning, Clement. Long time no speak. I trust you are very well.
I'm good, brother. Go ahead.
That's good, man. Clement, Ken from Randburg took the words out of my mouth when he mentioned to you that it's easy for you guys to get a code 10 license.
Wait, Renee, you also have a code 8?
I also have a code 8.
My goodness.
Definitely. In our day, if you wanted to be a very good driver, you would get a code 14 license. Because, as Ken mentioned, that was, heavy articulated vehicles, you learn to drive properly. But here's the other thing that you don't also understand, Clement. A few years ago, my sister had to claim from the insurance. And she had put her husband as the normal driver on the vehicle. And you pay far more insurance because you have a code 10, because they are making people do code 10 licenses because it's easy. So you guys pay a lot more in terms of insurance.
What?
As opposed to us who have code 8 licenses. Yes. Because so many people are taking code 10 licenses and it's easy because they know these people can't drive properly. They can't park properly. They damage their cars easily. On numerous occasions, especially in parking lots at the shopping malls, I've had to ask ladies to get out of the car to help them park the car. They don't get taught.
That's so fascinating. I mean, Renee, honestly, the ladies I know who've got a code 8, I've had to help them do parking a lot.
Look, I can't comment on that, but I promise you, 90% of women have a code 10 license.
Okay.
Or shall I say 80%?
80%.
They can't park properly. They can't.
Okay, thank you, Renee. Listen, guys, I really, clearly have been living under a rock. I didn't know. Obviously, I knew that there must be some women who do a code 10, but I thought the number is not that high. But is that the case that us who've got code 10, we pay more for insurance? Is someone in the industry who's able to confirm that for me, please? Thabo, you are in Sunning Hill. Good morning. Thabo, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, man. Go ahead.
I started with code 8.
Yeah.
But where I was working, because I was driving with code 8, but I was driving a code 10 car. We were going to get into trouble. I had to upgrade to code 10. So, but on the same breath, like the previous caller said, a lot of people have taken code 10 because it's easier. You don't do side takings and all that. So if you can look at a lot of people that have did code 10, they can't actually park.
Mara, guys, I agree with the last caller. I can park.
No, not you, Clement, no, excuse yourself, but just take about 10 people, put them with code 10 and say, there's a car, drive a small car and take it or do the side taking.
Yeah.
You're going to be surprised.
Where are my code 10 people? Please, are you struggling with side parking? Are you guys struggling with people who did code 10? Can you call me, tell me, are you struggling as it is claimed? Because as I said, many of us who went to do code 10, we already knew how to drive in some way. Well, some of us at least. So if you had given me a car to do a code 8, I would have aced it in a couple of minutes. Ken, who's a driving instructor, would have given me a distinction. But Thibaut says that's not really the case. Interesting. Thank you, Thibaut, for your call. Let's go to Abdia in Sunning Hill. Abdia, hi.
Hey, Clement, hi.
Hey.
So, I got a code 10 license, right? But I got it in Venda many years ago.
Yeah.
But when I came to Joburg, they asked me to change it to a code 8.
Who asked you to do that?
Long story short, I had an accident and blah, blah, blah. So what happened was I could only drive straight because that is how they taught me in Venda. It was a huge truck, right?
Yes.
Because you had to get up the back of the bakkie and go. And then my first accident was I knocked a petrol tank at the garage, right? So I don't think I was taught very well. But 30 years later, I'm just grateful I got a license. I got a code 10 license and a code 8. But I drive a car, and I can tell you I can really negotiate with the taxis.
Yeah. Wait, Abdia. Where do you think you get that skill to negotiate with a taxi? From your code 10 experience or code 8 experience?
Listen, Clement, when I'm in Cape Town, right?
Yeah.
You know how the taxi drivers drive.
Yeah.
When I drive, then they tell me, "Mevrou, jy ry kak. Ry bietjie beter." You know, they tell me I really don't drive well. But the thing is, in South Africa, you need to know how to negotiate to drive a taxi driver.
Yeah.
Otherwise, then you'll be dead. Anyway, that's my story.
That's true. Abdia, I've got a feeling Abdia is able to navigate the taxi because une code 10. It's 25 after 9.
Africa Milani.
Weekday mornings,
4 to 6.
What is the purpose of this surcharge? What was the city intending to use the money for?
When the budget was presented, these tariff charges weren't something that was mentioned up front. That is something which we gauged by engagement yesterday with some of the residents of Tembisa. They spoke directly to the fact of the lack of responsiveness by the current ANC, EFF and Action SA coalition, specifically when they presented the city's budgets through the IDP consultation process.
Brandon Pretorius is the DA's caucus leader.
Africa Milani.
4 to 6 on 702.
Looking for a safe, stylish way to stay in the home you love? Well, Lifta's premium European-designed home lifts are the perfect solution. With over 500 installations across South Africa, Lifta makes everyday living easier, safer, and more comfortable with no costly renovations. Stay independent and future-proof your home today. Call Lifta on 080 7373 737 or visit lifta.co.za. Lifta, your home, your lift, your freedom.
From 24 to 27 July, Decorex Joburg returns to the Sandton Convention Centre, now spanning 5 halls. Explore over 300 brands, shop exclusive show specials, and discover the latest in interiors, kitchens, bathrooms, and luxury finishes. Experience live interactive demos, expert-led talks, and the Handmade Africa Design Market. There's something for every style, space, and home. Book your tickets now at decorex.co.za or at the door.
Mzansi, be in it to win it. The Powerball jackpot guaranteed at 92 million rand is up for grabs this Friday. This is your chance at a life-changing 92 million rand jackpot. Don't delay. Play Powerball today and you could win big. Buy your tickets now in store on nationallottery.co.za, the mobile app, cell phone banking, or simply dial *120*7529# for USSD. Panda, Pusha, play. Players must be 18 years old to play responsibly. eTuber is a proud operator of the National Lottery.
Dear Journal, trying to be an adult day 3731. I'm really struggling to explain my parents to my therapist. Might send him to live with them so he can see for himself. What if he ends up in therapy too? Wait, what if they love him more than me?
Finally learning about mental health. Get covered at pineapple.co.za. It's convenient and like 19 Rand a day, so it's 100% the insurance for you. Underwritten by Old Mutual Alternative Risk Transfer Insurer Limited, a licensed non-life insurer and authorized FSP. Premiums are risk profile dependent.
The 702 Walk the Talk is close approaching. Are you ready to join us for a great family day out? Well, it's happening this Sunday, hosted by Freedom Park in the city of Tshwane. Remember, there's no parking at Freedom Park or at the Union Building, so plan ahead and use our convenient park and ride options. In Pretoria, hop on at Unisa, Menlyn or Fountains Valley. In Joburg, catch your bus at Mall of Africa, Monte Casino, Melrose Arch or Sandton City. Buses start running at 6 a.m. and the last ride back leaves the Union Buildings at 4:30 p.m. Book yours now at primemediaplus.com. We'll see you on the route. 702 Walk the Talk, proudly hosted by Freedom Park in the city of Tshwane.
Your voice,
Your station.
your open line.
Walk the Talk with Clement Manyathela.
On 702.
28 after 9. Khosientu Khwetsioni. You calling from Centurion. Good morning.
Hi, Clement. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I wanted to come to your rescue with code 10.
Please, man.
I got my code 10.
Yes, and tell me you're a good
2007.
driver.
And I am the best. I've saved few of my colleagues in the office, basement parking, they couldn't park.
And you helped
I've
them.
rescued them. And the other time there by Centurion Mall, I was helping some guy driving a very brand new car. I said, please do not scratch that car. I
Yeah.
love it. And
Yeah.
Audi A3, I helped him to reverse and park. Yo,
I
Clement,
bet you he had a
does not
code
lie
8,
about
that
code
guy.
10 drivers.
Yeah, the Mazen. And now you're busy helping code 8 drivers park there. Khosientu, good on you. Thank you for coming to the rescue. Lisile, you're calling from the East End. Good morning.
Good morning, Clement. Yes, I actually work in the car rental industry, and
Yeah.
I'm just picking up on this conversation. It's interesting to note that some car rental companies actually charge a small surcharge for people renting vehicles with a code 10 license.
Oh.
If they perceive it as a slight risk. Because all the major car rental companies are self-insured. So I thought I'll just add to the conversation value with a small point.
Oh, thank you so much for that, Lisile. I appreciate that from someone also speaking from experience. Leslie, it's so fascinating. I didn't know that. So some of us are actually paying more for insurance. And even when we hire these cars because we have a code 10. And I wonder how huge the difference is. Because otherwise we might as well go to a code 8, Abel, so that we reduce our insurance premium. It's 9:30. Now, Mimi, I'll start with you after the latest in Eyewitness News headlines. Fiso, good morning.
Thanks, Clements. Good morning. The bail application hearing for the mother of slain 11-year-old Jaden Lee Meek is set to resume today. Tiffany Meek's lawyer is expected to continue with cross-examining state witnesses. Meek, who has been linked to her child's murder, has maintained that she is being framed. The EFF is confident of making major inroads in Cape Town and the Western Cape when the party heads to the local government elections next year. EFF leader Julius Malema says the party's growth projections point to electoral improvement, and not just in the Western Cape but also in the Eastern Cape. And Israeli and U.S. negotiators have decided to leave Gaza ceasefire talks in Qatar's capital, Doha, with Washington accusing Hamas of not acting in good faith. U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff made the announcement in a statement this morning, saying the Palestinian group is showing a lack of desire to reach a ceasefire in Gaza. And those are the headlines this EWN, and more at 10 or as it happens.
EWN Traffic.
Travelling on the M1 North, we've got delays between Boysons Road and the Killarney Bends. This is due to an accident reported right after Empire Road. It's causing heavy traffic volumes. If you're turning off at Oxford Road, do expect delays as a result of this scene. If you're travelling in the southerly direction towards Halton, do expect delays as well approaching the scene. Travelling in Edenville, bumper-to-bumper traffic. This is on the N12 as well as the R24 West between Edenville Road and the Glulis interchange, and that's due to another accident scene. And there's also queuing traffic on the N1 North between Malibongwe Drive and Winnie Mandela Drive, as well as in the southerly direction between Rivonia Road and Winnie Mandela Drive. I'll have more updates for you, but if you see anything else, we're still on X at EWN Traffic.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
This winter, the coolest reward waits at the finish line. Polar Ice Cream is proud to sponsor the 702 Walk the Talk, Gauteng's biggest walk for change. They're bringing the fun, the flavor, and free ice cream for all finishers, because nothing says well done like a Polar treat. It's their way of sharing happiness and getting South Africans moving this winter. So stay active, stay cool with Polar Ice Cream. Polar, share the happiness.
Hi. I need balloons.
Sure.
Now, my dog barked. Pretty sure he said party.
Okay.
He was like...
At the Crazy Store, you'll find every excuse to celebrate.
Hi, me again. My houseplant survived another week. Where's your confetti?
And everything you need. Helium, gift wrap, dress up, and more. The Crazy Store. Hey, you never know what you might find. To have a good party.
Tabo's got 6 buckies running around fixing pipes, chasing invoices from Sentin to Soweto. They don't rest. But when one gets messed up in traffic, yo! That's not a scratch, my guy. No bucky, no money. But with Budget's affordable business insurance, Tabo's fleet is sorted. So when expensive days happen, his hustle keeps rolling. Visit budgetinsurance.co.za for a business insurance quote today. Budget is a licensed non-life insurer and FSP. T's and C's online.
Of course you could take the lift just one floor up. Or you could grab the new Berry Blue sports drink from Aquila Vive and get moving. Blue has never tasted so good. Bursting with bold berry flavor, packed with electrolytes and vitamins, and free from colorants. Aquila Vive sports and power drinks. Let's move.
Your voice.
Your station.
Your open line.
Walk the talk with Clement Manyathela
on 702.
24 minutes before 10 o'clock. Let's go back to your calls on 011-883-0702. Neo in Fourways. Good morning.
Good morning, Mutengisi.
Sure.
I have a code 8 and I have a code 8 and I got it because when I started working, I was lucky to buy a car before I started working long in the days. But what I want to say to you that I believe that the code 8 drivers are very good, and I can even challenge you that you with a code 10, you can't even side park a car with a trailer.
A big car.
Listen to me. A small car, a code 8 like a bakkie,
Yeah.
pulling a trailer. You can't even park it. And I stand to be corrected. I just hope that other gentlemen, the instructor, is still listening. People with code 10, they're expected to pull a trailer.
Oh, do you guys do that?
I can bet you. I can bet you. You can't park.
Do you guys pull trailers when you're doing a code 8?
Yes. No, I didn't, but I had to learn it.
Oh, okay.
I can side park a buggy pulling a trailer. And I don't think you can do that.
Yeah, I don't think I can do that. Yeah, that I'll concede to it now.
Thank you.
Okay, bye now. Now I just came to prove a point. Mimi, save me, please. You're in roundabout. Hi.
Unfortunately, I can't save you. I'm a code 8.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
And
I refused with the statement that ladies cannot park. The code 8 people, they can park, especially on the side parking. Let me tell you with the code 10, they always go to the malls and find these not busy parking right at the end because they don't want to be disturbed even when they go out. Because they can't park. You know, I even say now when you go to this mall, people are being saved by this Abopozayam because they would say, Woza mama. Otherwise, without those guys, most of the people will not be able to park. So good code 8 drivers are the best drivers. I think we should take this exercise somewhere and put it to practical because
I think so.
I think even you got better after some time, but after your license, you couldn't park. And then
you know what? Maybe, I think maybe what we should do, Ibel, is we must do like a challenge here. I think we should do a challenge. We probably should arrange something with Ken where we take, like, maybe me and Abel as people who've got a code 10. We go, we find, I'm sure there's somewhere around Senton here. Yeah? And then Ken, you are a driver's instructor, you called us earlier, and you come and you will announce the results on there. How about that? So code 10 and code 8 go head to head, and Ken, you'll tell us what to do. Are we side parking? And then you give us like 3 minutes. Like imagine 2 minutes side park. You think a code 8 person can side park in 2 minutes? I'm willing to bet. Maybe we should work on that. Huh? Maybe we should work on that. What do you think? Because yeah, this is crazy. It's 22 now, before 10 o'clock.
Voice.
Your station.
Your open line.
Walk the talk with Clement Manyathela
on 702.
Good morning, Clement. In the spirit of showing love to Banyana, as you keep saying, which we support full-heartedly, may we also please spare some prayers, a lot of prayers, for the young lady who suffered a gruesome injury in the last match, Gabriela Salgado. We pray for her to, heal and a speedy healing to whatever injury that she suffered. And we wish her well. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Speedy recovery. And again, all the best to Banyana, who are taking on Ghana tonight in the third place playoffs. Yes, we failed to defend the WAFCON. But here we are now. We're gonna do this playoff with Ghana, and we can still come home with a medal.
Your voice.
Your station.
Your open line.
Walk the talk with Clement Manyathela
on 702.
All right, here's a question. Are there people that you don't want to speak at your events? Right? Are there people that you don't want to speak at your event? So I know, like, for instance, remember we hosted Masake Kana the last time on the Hanging Out feature. Was it last week? I know she has said that to me before, that she doesn't want me to speak at her, like for instance, should she get married, she doesn't want me to speak because I know too much. I don't think I would want her to speak at my wedding either, because she knows a lot. And you just don't know if people will have filters. So are there people you know for sure you don't want them to speak at your event? And why? People who don't have a filter, you don't want them maybe to speak at your party or at your graduation or at someone's funeral because you know they have no filter and will embarrass you. And maybe you've been to events where you witnessed embarrassing speeches. What was that like? I'm asking that because there have been so many cases that we have seen, we're talking with producers, where people are speaking and they end up saying things they really shouldn't be saying. What am I talking about? I mean, there's several examples that I can use, just random example. I mean, remember, there was a time, in fact, on our perfect wedding where something similar happened where you thought, who gave this person the mic?
Sibongisela umakoti siyaqala ukuba nomuntu oshadayo empilweni. Amen. Hallelujah. Abanye bafika sebeshadile. Amen. Mkhwenyana ngesicela sisodwa nje kuwe ukuthi nje umthengele iperfume umakoti. Ahleze nuka kahle. Le perfume ethanda uwe mkhwenyana. Ozothi musondele eduze kwakho uenjoy ukuba seduze kwakhe. Yileso nje sicela umphathi kaNkulunkulu. Mkhwenyana wenze sho ukuthi ngimthengele iperfume. Uyashisa bazalwane. So nje sifanele ukunuka.
Oh my God. So for those that may not understand, this person is speaking at someone's wedding. She is the friend. She's a friend of Makoti, right? And then she's coming there as a best friend to speak, and she tells the husband, the groom, please buy her cologne so that she can smell good. And perfume. Please buy her perfume so that she can smell good and you can enjoy being next to her. And I mean, I think not every single one of us are blessed. No, not that I think, I know. Not all of us have emotional intelligence. Because what emotional intelligence helps you with is to know what to say, when to say it. Does the environment allow for you to say this or not? So, have any of you been embarrassed? Do you know of people that have been embarrassed by people they trusted to speak at their events and they started saying other things? I mean, like in this case where this woman says, buy her perfume so she can smell good. It's a little awkward. Here's another example. This one happened at a funeral.
And half of y'all in this church, she did not mess with and she did not like. You, I don't even know why you here. Because you didn't mess with her. Oh my God. And on top of that, you talk bad about her. I don't even know why you here. Because you got a lot to say and ain't came and did nothing for her. I'm just waiting for you to say something because I got a Henny and a Jimmy waiting on you. Girl, you.
See, at a funeral, and you say to someone, Wena, why are you here? You, what are you doing here? Because you know what you've done or you know what you've said. And let's be honest, guys, many of us, we do go to funerals and we do think about these things, don't we? We do wonder, why is this one? After everything? Don't you? Have you never been there? I'm sorry, I'm going to be honest here. Have you never gone to a funeral and you wondered, how about this person? And this is not to suggest that because you had disagreements with someone, you shouldn't go and send them off well. But some people then, they come to a funeral and they act as if things were hunky-dory last night or the week before or a month before. And these are people who have been despicable to the person who has now deceased. I have often wondered that sometimes where I'm like, this is so fascinating. The person is here. Have you ever been in a situation like that? Or have you been the one that's been embarrassed? Or maybe you've witnessed something. Bonisile, you are in Bedford View. What happened? Good morning.
Hey, Clement, how are you?
Hey, Tada.
So I've sort of been banned in my circle of friends from making wedding speeches.
Why?
After a grudge. So a friend of mine got married when we were still relatively young, in our very early 20s.
Yeah.
And I was making a speech there. And in my speech, my intentions were good. What I was basically saying is that you're getting married now. You're starting a new chapter in your life. We are still very young, so it might not be good for us to still maintain a close friendship. If you cut us off, I will completely...
Bonisile, sorry, we lost you there. So what happened? What happened when you said that? Are you saying the friend cut you off?
No, I told them to that it's fine if he cuts us off because he's starting a chapter as a married man, and we were still living our very bachelor lives. And I made an
Meaning
example
what,
that look at
Bonisile?
Thabiso over there. Mara, we were young. We were young, and I made an example like Thabiso over there is with a girl that we've never even met before. We don't know her, but she's a
Did you
plus
say
one.
that
We are not
during the
type of
speech at
people-
the wedding?
I was young, Clement.
I
was young as well.
I would also ban you. I would also ban you because. So what happened after the friendship? Was the wife comfortable with you guys being friends with her husband?
No, he actually did cut us off, and we rekindled recently. I got married as well, and we are now very mature. That nonsense from the past is just chai. So she's very comfortable. I actually even talk with her more than I even talk with him.
Yeah.
We actually ended up having a friendship after that. I think she loved my honesty.
Yeah. No, Bonisile, hey, sometimes honesty goes too far. Thank you for sharing that. I think I would have banned Bonisile as well. Yeah. Because, I mean, can you imagine what the poor wife is thinking there? Like, oh, is that what you guys get up to with your friends? Yeah. Paul, you're in Midrand. Hi.
Hi, how are you, Glenn?
Shop, man. Go ahead.
Shop. But look, man, I really had this. I have this partner of mine, my wife, obviously. You know, I normally don't want her to talk, especially because it becomes like revealing too much.
Okay.
Then there is myself getting a wedding. We're having a wedding last 2 months, especially in May, end of May. Then and obviously I can't stop her because it's a moment, it's a day, and obviously as the bride she has to talk. Oh, and sitting behind there, she started saying things which felt like it's hard for me to listen, you know.
Yeah.
Especially talking issues of involving other friends, you know, bigger going deep, you know, I can say deep. And I was trying to say she can't talk of them, but she revealed everything.
What about the friends? Was it like what friends were jealous of her or what?
Yeah, especially jealous of her, you know, especially when we bought her car, how she braked, you know, it was tough, you know.
And then the friends, were they there?
Yeah, most of them, especially she works with the legislature. Now, people were there, all of them. Now, my Lord, you know, it was tough. And it's my gene, and especially as I'm marrying her as a second wife.
Oh, so she was a second wife.
Now, you know, she will reveal lots, you know, and it was like, even today, whenever I'm with her, I said, when I talk everything, you don't leave anything behind.
Wait, did she reveal that she's a second wife or what? What?
No, she that one they know because my first wife was there.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Not a secret. It's not
So
a
what
secret.
if you bought her something and you said, hey, shush, because I didn't buy my first wife this, and then she speaks about it.
I bought her a car, you know, because, you know, you bought a car before couldn't think anything.
Did you buy your first wife a car as well?
No, they do have. It's just that she was a girlfriend by then, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Paul, it happens. Paul in Midrand, thank you for your call. Lintikile, and Daniel, I'll start with your calls after the break.
702 delivers
on the matters that matter to you.
My name is Olina, and what I love about 702 is the Clement Manyathela Show. I didn't think that I would see Clement today.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts.
so we can deliver more on what matters to you.
702 listens.
Let's walk the talk.
Future Life will be at this year's 702 Walk the Talk, supporting active lifestyles with a taste of smart nutrition for life. You can enjoy samples of Future Life, smart food and bars, nutritious, high in protein, and packed with 19 essential vitamins and minerals. It's the perfect fuel for those always on the move. It's convenient, it's delicious, and made for life in motion. Future Life, smart nutrition for life.
Prepare for an exhilarating new Hollywood Bets exclusive. You could win big with our exciting new bingo range from Coletta Gaming. Turbocharge your betting experience and enjoy your bounty bonanza when you try Banana Bingo, Bingo Royale, and many more. Chase funky fortunes and get into the groove for a chance to max your numbers. Reap riveting rewards when you log in and play now. Hollywood Bets. It's more fun to bet with us. T's and C's apply. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. Hollywood Bet supports responsible gambling. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counselling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
My family's struggling with snotty noses and phlegmy coughs.
Oh no! Have you tried ACC?
ACC 600 is a convenient one-a-day effervescent tablet from 14 years of age, or now also in a no water needed fruity flavored sherbet-like granules that dissolve in your mouth. Ideal for the on-the-go adult. Ask for ACC 600 effervescent or oral powder at your nearest pharmacy to get rid of the snotties and flemmings. And trust, if it doesn't say ACC, it's not ACC.
The 702 Walk the Talk is happening on Sunday and we can't wait to walk with you. But before we hit the streets, you need your walk numbers. If you chose to collect yours at DP World Wanderers Stadium in Joburg, today is your last day to collect it. Between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. If you selected the Union Buildings in Pretoria as your collection venue, walk numbers will be ready for collection tomorrow on Saturday the 26th, only between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Remember, you must go to the collection venue that you selected when entering the 702 Walk the Talk, hosted by Freedom Park Heritage Site in the city of Tshwane. See you on Sunday.
Your voice,
Your station.
your open line.
Walk the Talk with Clement Manyathela.
On 702.
8 minutes before 10 o'clock. Lynn Tikile, you're in Centurion. Good morning.
Hi, Clement.
Hey, Tada.
I just want to share with you something that happened. It was in a funeral. I'm a pastor by work, so I went deep down in Northwest to make a funeral, to do a funeral. At the end, they called an uncle. Remember, I don't know these people at the end of the city. They call an uncle. They say, come and give vote of thanks to the people who attended the funeral. So the uncle stood up and then he says, Bana ba ko hae in Tswana, you know. I just want to encourage you to spend together, yeme together, jwalo ka marao. That's what the woman said. Stand together like buttocks. And then nowadays when I do funerals, Clement, I always listen carefully to those people who are giving vote of thanks, because that old man scared me that day. So I laughed alone when I hear, I said, this is actually even traumatizing me even today. Whenever there's a funeral, I'm traumatized by those people.
You're always anxious, or what are they going to say?
What are they going to say?
Yeah, I can imagine, especially because the older generation, they are very raw. They are very honest. You know, for them, it's like, I'm just going to say this, you know, whereas Reina, the younger ones are more, we want to be politically correct. We want to say the right thing. So I get it. Pastor Lynn Tikile, thank you for calling us. Daniel, what do you want to share with us? Good morning.
Clement. I wouldn't. I just want to share the story where it happened actually in a locally Fulamo lady, my mom. And there was a lady who used to like, when I'm a hard time, I know that for a fact. But on the day of the funeral, she was there crying and all those things. And I waited for a moment where they called us like Banaba Mufubabu, and I asked, because I felt like, why are you crying? Because we knew that you didn't like it. Why today? Why are you here? Because it was not making sense to me that we were staying in the same street, and today we have a tragedy that maybe our mom is no longer, and you there helping us to cry for what? Like,
so she came to the funeral, but she didn't like your mom at all. She gave your mom a hard time.
She was like, you know what, we would even go play with her kids, but we were not allowed in her yard. Like certain things, I was like, I'm not gonna just go around this. I'm just gonna put it the way it is.
So did you say you went up there and you said, Wena, what are you doing here?
No, I went on the stage and gave the speech. Then after the speech, I was like, I put it in an indirect way, but actually telling her and facing her straight, because I felt like I won't be satisfied to see the person who used to actually make us feel like we are not kids. Whenever we're playing with her kids, we'll be maybe
yes.
And whenever she speaks about my mom, she will talk about all those ill things that She once even told people that my mom was selling her body just to make us feed, to eat.
And here she is crying at the funeral.
So sometimes I think being honest is very important, and it doesn't matter the occasion, but if you have to point out the issue, just go to it straight.
No, I got you, Daniel, especially if you feel that gives you some kind of closure as well. I mean, if someone was treating your mom so terribly and they gave them a hard time and they come to the funeral when your mom passes away and they are busy crying there, that will be awkward, no?
Good morning, Clement. Good morning, Clement. You know, there's a time and a place. What the friend of the bride was saying could be good, but it can cause more harm than good in the way and the manner and the place where that message was delivered. You destroy someone when you tell them such things in public. That's not fair. I don't think what she was trying to achieve, she probably what meant it good, but the way, the place and everything destroyed the whole thing. Now people are going, this is going to be a laughing matter and destroy, the confidence of this person who's supposed to be coming into this marriage and enjoying it. But the base and the foundation that has been built upon, it's not, this is negative. It's a no. Eating from Marshall Town.
Clement, good morning. Great show as always. Clement, I'm going to choose to remain anonymous. Né? So there's a colleague of mine who we have collectively, as an office, requested that can you please not speak in meetings, not speak in gatherings, because that person off-ramps Clement. We have experienced a series of embarrassing moments, very cringeous moments, because of the comments, the facetious things that person says. One day we attended a funeral. While we were gathering with the family and we were chatting just after the funeral, hey, he said, Yazin, Uban was such a great man. Hey, that man, that person used to ask out women. He was not afraid of women, and he used to have a lot of girlfriends. Yo, Clement, I don't know what got into his head. I felt like I could just dig the ground and get inside, Clement. Hey, no.
What is Overtrail? Is it off the beaten path, over the edge of comfort, or the thrill of the road less taken? It's over every bridge, every obstacle, every trail, and over to that view that takes your breath away. Overtrail means going further, exploring deeper, surrounded by the comfort and sophistication of a luxury SUV. It's this spirit that inspired the Overtrail project. Experience Overtrail in the LX and GX range. Lexus. Experience amazing.
Get ready to fuel your stride with a delicious cup of Milo at 7:02 Walk the Talk, packed with 6 vitamins and 3 minerals to help power your walk from start to finish. Swing by the Milo van for a tasty boost and experience the same energy that fuels South Africa's future champs every day. Milo, energy to go further.
Food Lovers Market is bringing you unbeatable deals this winter carnival. Save big on one 7 kg potato pocket and one 3 kg onion bag for 99 Rand per combo. Buy 3 1 kg tomato thrift packs for 50 Rand, 5 creamy avocados for 50 Rand, and 3 200 gram white button mushroom punnets for just 50 Rand. Valid until 3 August. Only at Food Lovers Market. Winter Carnival now on.
From 24 to 27 July, Decorex Joburg returns to the Sandton Convention Center, now spanning 5 halls. Explore over 300 brands, shop exclusive show specials, and discover the latest in interiors, kitchens, bathrooms, and luxury finishes. Experience live interactive demos, expert-led talks, and the Handmade Africa Design Market. There's something for every style, space, and home. Book your tickets now at decorex.co.za or at the door.
Some walks are just for exercise, others for leisure. But this walk is for something greater.
It's team building.
This July, you won't just take a step, you'll take a stand. You'll walk through history. You'll walk with it. On Sunday, 27 July, the 702 Walk the Talk, hosted by Freedom Park in the city of Tshwane, returns. It's a route that winds through the heart and soul of our capital city. From the sacred grounds of Freedom Park to the powerful steps of the Union buildings. Choose the 8 kilometer kilometer for those walking strong, the 6.7 kilometer in honor of Mandela Month, or the 4 kilometer for families and first-timers. Entries are 360 Rand for adults, 200 Rand for children under 12. Enter now on primemediaplus.com. 702 Walk the Talk, hosted by Freedom Park in the city of Tshwane, is where footsteps become footprints.
This is EWN.
Good morning, I'm Sfiso Zulu. The bail application hearing for the mother of slain 11-year-old Jaden Lee Meek is set to resume today. Tiffany Meek's lawyer is expected to continue with cross-examining the state witness. Meek, who has been linked to the murder of her child, has maintained that she is being framed. Ntokozo Kumalo reports.
During the proceedings earlier this week, the Roodepoort Magistrate Court heard some shocking details about what the detectives found in the apartment where Jaden Lee Meek and his mother lived. Tiffany Meek claimed that her son failed to return home from school on the 13th of May. A day later, his bruised body was discovered. The investigating officer says the bag which the child had on the last day he was seen alive was later found in his mother's apartment. But Meek's legal representative, Novel Naidu, has maintained there are few inconsistencies with the various accounts of the day the child went missing up until his body was found. Ntokozo Khumalo, Eyewitness News.
As the defense in the Senzo Meyiwa trial decides to take its shots at the accused being released, their plans for a discharge applications must now be considered by legal aid. Yesterday, the state closed its case, shifting the focus to the defense. They told the court that they plan on bringing a Section 174 discharge application for all 5 accused. The men are accused of the Bafana Bafana's captain's 2014 murder in what the state believes was a hit. Khomoso Modisa reports.
The decision by the defense to bring a discharge application in terms of Section 174 of the Criminal Procedure Act means they believe there is no real evidence against the accused in order for a conviction to be secured. The defense will have to make arguments on this application and the state will oppose. But because the accused's case is funded by legal aid, the defense will first have to consult with the body, and their intention to bring the application must be discussed by a committee. The same committee will decide whether to fund the discharge application, informing the next steps by the defense. The court has adjourned the matter for 2 weeks in order for legal aid to make a decision. Khomzo Modise, Eyewitness News.
The EFF is confident of making major inroads in the Western Cape, including in Cape Town, where the party heads to the local government elections next year. EFF leader Julius Malema says the party's growth projections point to electoral improvement, not just in the Western Cape, but also in the Eastern Cape. Malema was addressing a press conference in Cape Town yesterday to give an update on the party's birthday celebrations tomorrow. Babalundenze reports.
Julius Malema says the EFF chose Khayelitsha as the venue for its anniversary because it's been neglected by the DA-governed metro. He says the people of Khayelitsha continue to live in squalid conditions with poor sanitation and no basic housing.
It is for this reason that the EFF has chosen to host its 12th anniversary in Khayelitsha. We must be where the people are, especially the most marginalized, because they are the base, home, and shield of this movement.
Malema adds that all research points towards growth in electoral support in the region.
And stats shows you, research shows you that the EFF is going to have a huge increase in the Western Cape and Eastern Cape.
Malema says the anniversary celebrations will be a festival of the poor, and the party expects thousands to come out in support from across the metro. Babalondense, Eyewitness News, Cape Town.
And Israeli and U.S. negotiators have decided to leave Gaza's ceasefire talks in Qatar's capital Doha, with Washington accusing Hamas of not acting in good faith. U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff made the announcement in a statement this morning, saying the Palestinian group is showing a lack of desire to reach a ceasefire in Gaza. The Israeli government did not say what triggered its withdrawal. Meanwhile, Hamas says it's surprised by Witkoff's remarks and that it was taken, or it's still keen to continue with negotiations. Gold is trading at $3,361.58 an ounce. The rand is at 17.64 to the dollar, 23.81 to the pound, 20.72 to the euro. Brent crude oil is at $69.42 a barrel.
And in the traffic, we've got heavy traffic volumes on the N12 as well as the R24 West between Barber Road and the N12 and R24 merge. And this is due to a major accident along the N12 after Edenville Road. And that's the reason for those long queues. If you are traveling towards Fourways, do expect some delays approaching Winnie Mandela Drive due to road wrecks taking place along the N1 North.
A partly cloudy Friday in store for Gauteng with isolated showers expected today. The temperatures will peak at highs between 21 and 22 degrees. The top story in EWN this hour, the bail application hearing for the mother of slain 11-year-old Jaden Lee Meek is set to resume today.
EWN, in touch, in tune and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
What are the matters that matter to you?
702 listens.
You're with Clement Manyathela
On 702.
Let's walk the talk. Streaming on the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856.
92.7 and 106 FM.
Seven minutes after 10 o'clock. Dumelang, welcome to the second hour of the Clement Manyathela Show. Thank you for staying with us here on 702 and thank you for your fun calls and WhatsApps on the 702 open line this morning. And thank you for the messages there on YouTube. I'm looking at the messages coming through on the YouTube page. Someone here who says, this is Karen who says, hi Clement. Are more shows there at 702 going to be live? Because meaning are other presenters also going to do their shows live? Because this is so awesome. We love watching you guys live. Well, yes, Karen, they will. At the moment, Abel, it's just my show, right? At the moment, it's just my show that's live. So at the moment, it's my show and right? That are live on YouTube, so you can go to the 702 YouTube page if you want to watch and listen to the shows at the same time. It's so much fun. I agree. I used to actually, when I was in varsity, sometimes I used to go watch, sit somewhere by the corridor and watch. At the time, Kenny Maestri, I've shared this story before, with Refilio Mpakanyani and them when they used to do a breakfast show on Metro FM, because they used to have cameras in studio, and I used to find that so fascinating. And now we've got that level of technology in an improved way. I mean, how many cameras are in studio now, Abel? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's crazy. So we're giving you 6 different angles in studio, 6 cameras just in this one studio. So it's so much fun. If you want to watch and listen to the show at the same time, go to the 702 YouTube page. It's time for our Across the Desk feature.
Across the Desk
with Clement Manyathela
on 702.
So on our Across the Desk feature this morning, I am hosting people who work within the funeral service parlor industry. And I want us to just find out more about their work. I mean, in South Africa, we have funerals that are deeply rooted in cultural tradition and in community values. They serve not only as a farewell to the deceased, but also as a vital expression of identity, of respect, of collective mourning. But behind the scenes, there are professionals who actually dedicate their lives to ensuring that our loved ones are treated with dignity in their final journey, right? And that families are supported during some of their most painful moments. So today on Across the Desk, I thought we should take some time to shine the light on the people who do this important work, right? The undertakers and the funeral parlor owners who walk beside us in times of loss, because they navigate cultural practices, they navigate legal processes, they deal with the emotional toll and the business side of things. So they really do it all. And I wanted us to find out more about the work that they do. If you've got your own questions or you're in the industry yourself, you want to share your thoughts with us, you can call us on 011-883-0702. The WhatsApp line is 072-702-1702. Let me introduce you to my guests who are with me here in studio. We've got Elsabe Basilio, who's a managing director at the National Funeral Directors Association of South Africa. Elsabe, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you, Clement. I'm fine, thank you.
Great. We also have Mike Collinge, who is with Collinge and Co. Funerals. Mike, thank you for also coming through.
Thanks, Clement.
And we have Nhlanhla Bembe, who is the founder of Rainy Days Funeral Parlor. Nhlanhla, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Clement, and good morning to the listeners.
So, I want us to start off with just how you began in the industry. And I'll start with you, Elsabe. Was there anything that really propelled you towards working in the industry?
Well, Clement, I was born on the premises of a funeral home. My dad was a funeral director. So at that stage, he worked for a corporate company. And we used to move. We used to stay on the premises. And I heard Bongani refer to 6 feet under this morning.
Yes.
Not like that at all.
Yeah, you didn't find some food somewhere.
No. My father tried to protect us from that side of the business, but we used to see, the purses going in, bodies being brought in. So I grew up in the industry, and I always said I'll never, ever do this.
Yeah.
And then I actually studied teaching, became a teacher. And after a year of having odd jobs in teaching because we couldn't get, permanent positions, I actually said to my dad, do you need anybody at the office? He says, no, I need a receptionist. And I said, okay, let me work there until I find a job, a proper job.
Says someone who says, I'll never do this.
Yes. And when I got in,
yeah,
that's where I belong. That's my passion. That's what I
What
love.
made it feel at home? Like, this is where I belong. This is what I want to do.
The families, the reward when they come back and they say, that's exactly what we wanted. Wow. That's exactly what my dad needed. That's exactly what my mom requested. Everything was perfect and they are happy.
Yeah.
Because it's a very difficult time for the family.
True. Nhlanhla, what about you? How did you start in the industry?
My first interaction with the funeral industry,
yeah,
I think I was a 15-year-old, a dad to my friend. Owned a funeral parlor in Welkom.
Yes.
So my friend said to me one weekend, come, let's go to Welkom. He didn't even tell me. Shout out to you, Bareng Musiako.
Yeah. And you didn't know what he did?
I didn't know when he said, let's go to Welkom, that we were going to work in a funeral parlor. Yeah. I knew they owned a funeral parlor. So I thought I was visiting. So when we arrived there, I saw that, we are going to work. So that is how the bug beat me.
And
I knew from then that I wanted to be an undertaker because the late Mr. Winston Musiako was a very successful business person. So I wanted to be like him. So he was my role model.
Yeah.
So that's how I got into the funeral industry.
Mike, when did the bug bite you?
So I finished my 2 years national service. Came out there and I got a job building low-cost housing in the townships. And that was at the start of 1990s. With all that upheaval. And it just got too bad. I left there and couldn't get a job. And in those days, you still had newspapers. Okay, advertisers had jobs vacant in the newspaper, and you used to write letters and post. So I applied for every job that I could. Too young, too old, overqualified, underqualified, whole thing. My dad saw an advert for a hearse driver. He said, go for it, it's a good job. And I go, no, you are touched. There is no ways I'm going to do. My mom had just died, but I needed a job. So the advert was on a Sunday. It was in the Sunday Tribune. I was down in Durban, Sunday Tribune. the Wednesday. I don't know if I phoned them, I wrote them a letter, but I got the job.
Yeah.
Couldn't handle it. My mom. Every time
You remember your mom.
I looked at that person in the coffin, that was my mom.
Yeah.
And then one day, it was like a switch. You need to treat that person as if it's your mom or your dad, but it's not your mom or your dad. You can't get involved. Okay? Because if you get too involved, you can't do your job properly. And once that switch flipped, then it's a good job.
Yeah.
I did embalming and all that.
And ever since, you've
ever
been there.
since, 35 years ago.
So how do you deal, Elsabe, with the fear? Because for some reason, as human beings, we are conditioned to fear the people who are deceased or dead bodies, for lack of a better phrase. Is that something you overcome? Because I bet you now, if there was a dead body or someone's remains to get in here, me and Abel are probably the first one to run out of here. Because I don't know how, but we are conditioned to be scared of the people who are no longer alive. How do you overcome something like that?
Look, it's the fear of the unknown. People don't know. So if you haven't had death in your family and you've experienced it, you won't know what it's about. You know, my own sister that stayed with us, she came to my office one day and I just wanted to show her, I painted a section of the office. And when I took her through this closed door and I turned around, she was as pale like a ghost. And she said to me, "Oh my goodness, I thought you're taking me to the mortuary." Now she's seen this since we were growing up, but still she is terrified of it. So, you know, for us as funeral directors, when we get in new staff and we have to do training in-house, we introduce them slowly. We don't just put them one side and say, now you're going to do the preparation of the deceased or whatever. We bring them in slowly. And you can immediately see if it's a calling for them or it's not.
Yeah.
So the preferred, you prefer to have staff members that see it as a calling and not just a job.
Yeah.
So it's not a question of you overcome, because we get touched every single day still after 40 years in the industry. So
Sure. So, Nhlanhla, the preparation of the deceased, is it something you've also had to do?
Yes, I've done a lot.
My goodness.
Yeah, I'm actually not scared of the deceased.
Yeah.
I'm scared of the living people.
Exactly.
Actually, you're right.
Yes.
That's what you should be most scared of.
Yes,
Yeah.
because, I mean, you can't tell me you worked with the brother there
Yeah.
and he drops dead now, and now you're scared of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what happens. So, yeah, I've prepared so many bodies and I still do.
What does that entail? Does it entail washing them? Does it entail preserving it, putting it in the, I don't know, you call them fridges?
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you don't say a prayer before? You're so used to it now. You just do it.
Yeah, no, I'm used to it. It includes washing them, dressing them, embalming them. You take care of them as if they are still alive. Because this is somebody's family member.
Do you talk to them? Like, do you sometimes, some people, do you sometimes, do you sing along, or are you just silent the whole time? Like, what's your regime, your process normally when you do that?
Well, I don't talk to them.
Yeah.
Well, I sometimes drive a hearse.
Yeah.
So sometimes I would say, I'm taking you home now.
I'm taking you home, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know sometimes in our cultures, we
speak to the dead.
Speak to the dead.
Yes, it's our culture. So, sometimes I do and tell them that, hey, I'm taking you home. I'll tell you a story. I went to bury a Sangoma, lady. It was a Sangoma. So I had a problem with my starter, the car. So I told the lady who was driving the hearse, don't switch off the car.
Yes.
And when she arrived there, she switched off the car. She forgot.
And so it couldn't start again.
Yeah. Now, because as black people, and they were saying, yay, she didn't want to be buried here.
Yes,
and they bent in paper, to talk to the ancestors. While they were busy doing that, I told the other guys that push that car is gonna start. The car started,
and they
just
said,
after
they did that.
And they said, "You see that?"
So we have spoken to her.
Yeah,
She's now ready to go.
So I'm not sure if that was because of that.
Who knows? Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Okay, so and Mike, how do you deal with families that sometimes want to handle bodies differently to how normally you do it, as a funeral service? Because maybe some families say, no, we have to be the one that wash the deceased, or we want to do certain things as part of rituals. How far do you open the door to allow families to do that?
We try as far as possible allow them to do what their heart is telling them to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that is what they need to do. If a family has a good goodbye at the funeral, the rest of their lives is going to be so much easier than if they have regrets. I don't believe that it's my place to tell them what to do. Okay, there's certain things that need to happen, and I can give them guidance. There are times where you need to be firm with people.
Yeah.
Okay. We had a family that said, I asked families, did your mom have a favorite song that you want played at the service? And I had a family that goes, an 80-year-old lady, her favorite, there's a song by Rihanna and Eminem. I go, okay, no, that's cool. That's cool.
Rihanna and Eminem?
2 hours, Google,
Yeah.
Is one song by Rihanna and Eminem.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the name of the song?
I don't know.
Burn, Baby, Burn. And they wanted played at a cremation service. So I phoned the son and I go, listen, I normally go, whatever floats your boat. Yeah, do whatever you feel is right. We are not playing this song at your mom's funeral.
Burn, baby, burn, while the cremation is underway.
So he goes, oh, no, that's okay. Then let's play Frank Sinatra. And I'm going, Eminem, Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
How do you get to that?
Yeah.
So you need to guide the family.
Okay.
So if they want a pink and purple casket, we'll do a pink and purple casket.
Yeah.
Okay. We've had funerals where we have run out of tequila before the funeral has started. Whatever floats their boat.
Wait, that happens?
Yeah.
They can ask for that to... Oh, wow. Oh, that's fascinating. All right, it's 23 minutes now after 10 o'clock. I'm enjoying this chat. We're going to take a quick ad break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation with Elsabe, Mike, and Nhlanhla. I see your questions coming through as well. We'll take your calls and WhatsApp voice notes. It's 23 after 10.
Mzansi, be in it to win it. The Powerball jackpot guaranteed at 92 million rand is up for grabs this Friday. This is your chance at a life-changing 92 million rand jackpot. Don't delay. Play Powerball today and you could win big. Buy your tickets now in store on nationallottery.co.za, the mobile app, cell phone banking, or simply dial *120*7529# for USSD. Panda, Pusha, play. Players must be 18 years old or play responsibly. eTuba is a proud operator of the National Lottery.
Proudly South African brings the energy to the 702 Walk the Talk on Sunday, the 27th of July at Freedom Park in Tshwane. Swing by their lively water station where mascot Lolo Warona will keep spirits high with his signature dance moves. As thousands walk with purpose, it's a reminder that buying local fuels small businesses and helps create jobs. Every step counts. Every swipe matters. Support South African-made products and help build a stronger economy. Vote with your wallet. Buy local to create jobs.
Psst. Hey, no longer feeling like the man you used to be? The man who's the life of the party even when he doesn't attend. The fact is, 95% of men with low testosterone go untreated. Vitamin High Performance Supplements for men helps recharge energy, regain lean muscle, and reload performance. Available at all good pharmacies and Vitalamin.co.za. Vitalamin. Don't get older. Get better.
You could smash that snooze button for the 7th time. Or you could grab the new Berry Blue sports drink from Aquila Vive and get moving. Blue has never tasted so good. Bursting with bold berry flavor, packed with electrolytes and vitamins, and free from colorants. Aquila Vive sports and power drinks. Let's move.
Across the desk
with Clement Manyathela
on 702.
Yeah, on Across the Desk this morning, I'm hosting funeral undertakers, people who work in the funeral service, who own funeral parlors. They do the incredible work of ensuring that our loved ones are given their final dignified send-off. And we're finding more about their work. You can give us a call on 011-883-0702. The WhatsApp line is 072-702-1702. At 26 minutes after 10 o'clock, let's go to your WhatsApp voice notes. I'm going to ask you guys now to wear the headphones, and then we'll listen to some WhatsApps and take some calls as well.
Hi, Clement. This is such an awesome conversation. I am not scared of dead bodies. The first time I saw somebody dying was when I was 13, and it was my grandmother who had been bedridden for about 4 years.
Sure.
And when she transitioned, my family made us a part of it. We were there, we held her hand, we kissed her, we said goodbye, and that healed so much of pain, and it helped with the grieving process. Years later, my dad died, and I was the only one in the family who could bath him. We don't let dead bodies that died in the home to go to the morgue without being washed. That was tradition in our family. I was 19. No, actually, I should have been 21 or 22. I bathed my father's body, and it gave me the closure I didn't know I needed.
Hi, Clement. How are you? Yes. I used to be scared of the people, of the dead, of the deceased, until I work at City Funeral. It was long, 80s day. I think it's 93, 94, 95, around there. And then I even now I'm not scared of a dead body. I can do everything. I can do everything. Yeah. Thanks, Clement.
Hey, Clement. Lovely that you got us on radio today. Good opportunity to share some insights, some stats. I hope the team there will be able to share a whole lot more. However, I also joined the industry about 5 years ago. In fact, just when COVID started to break out in the country. And I had hoped to make money at that time, but I didn't, unfortunately, because of the legislation, regulations. I was not fully registered, and I thought it was just a quick in and out, type of business. Nonetheless, my passion lies in, more than anything, creating customer experience within the funeral business. And secondly, my passion lies in preparing the bodies, working on the deceased, stitching them up, washing them up, and boxing them in and transporting them safely back to the family, to the church and all. So lovely listening to my colleagues in the industry. Our business name is called Siama Modibedi Funeral Services. We specialize nationally as well as cross-border repatriations. Thank you, Clement. All the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your experience with us. Elsabe, are there cases where some bodies are not claimed, or they're claimed after a long time?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
There are. What happens is if a person passes away and it's a destitute person, nobody claims them. Then what happens usually is if it's mortuary, the government mortuary, or if the hospitals, they actually you have to put in tenders to actually become that service provider to that hospital or to that municipality. So then what happens is if they have bodies that haven't been claimed for, I think 3-4 months, sometimes up to a year, then they would phone that funeral parlor. You would go and collect the deceased and put them in the coffin. And in Pretoria, what we used to do is bury them. So you would bury 3 people on top of each other, and we had to keep record of that. Because if a family comes back to claim that deceased, we need to know exactly where the person is buried. And then what they do is that amount that the municipality paid to us, that's very little, they have to pay that to the municipality, and then they can actually exhume the deceased and take
How
the
much
deceased
time
back
do
home.
you is it for the families to claim the deceased? So by the time they haven't claimed and you bury them, how much time?
No, they've got time. We've had families that come to our offices after 3-4 years, and they were still looking for their loved one, and now they found that this person had passed, and it was at the government mortuary. They ended up going to this specific government mortuary, and there were photos, and they actually identified the person.
Yeah.
So we assisted them to exhume the deceased from that grave.
Okay. Someone was asking Nhlanhla about counseling because, I mean, and not only because of you see dead bodies, because you get used to that, as you said, but you see a lot of families that go through grief. Does that affect you sometimes where, I mean, you see how heartbreaking like some family is on a funeral, like someone died, it was unexpected or whatever the case is, and it's just breaking them.
Yeah, it does. I'll make an example. Remember last year we had kids in Soweto who died of
dying.
Yeah. So while we were
poison food.
Yeah. While we were conducting that funeral with the organization that I lead, which is the Southern African Chamber of Undertakers, it was heartbreaking for me to see those kids, considering that a year before that, I lost my own son. So I knew how it felt. So yeah, it really, really touched me.
Do you have someone to speak to? Do you get counseling or?
Yes, fortunately, us as an organization, we've got a sister or brother organization in the UK, a Federation of African Funeral Cooperatives. So they offer a lot of counseling, yes, because funeral directors actually need that. Recently, we had one funeral director in the Val committed suicide. You know, because this job can be really, really stressful. You know, you can imagine you go to a funeral, while you arrive at the graveyard, they didn't dig the grave. Because that happens as well. So it's very stressful.
Yeah, all right. 10:32. We're going to come back and continue this conversation with Elsabe, Mike, and Nhlanhla. Let's get the latest in Eyewitness News headlines. Fisa, good morning.
Thanks, Clement. Good morning. Child safety has come under the spotlight with several cases involving attacks on children being heard in courts across the country. And one of those cases is of a man and a woman who are expected to make their first appearance in the Khayelitsha Magistrates Court this morning in connection with the murder of a 7-year-old girl. A coach hailed as a hero for ensuring 34 young soccer players made it back home safely after being stuck in Europe says he's still trying to figure out what went wrong. 3 junior teams flew to Spain earlier this month for a football tournament arranged by BT Football Academy, but the academy then failed to book return flights despite participants paying money for the trip. And the EFF is confident of making major inroads in Cape Town and the Western Cape when the party heads to the local government elections next year. EFF leader Julius Malema says the party's growth projections point to electoral improvement and not just in the Western Cape, but also in the Eastern Cape. And those are the headlines. This EWN and more at 11.
EWN Traffic.
Travelling on the N12 West, we still have got delays. This is between Barbara Road and the Kilulis interchange due to a major accident seen. The R24 West is also backed up as a result. While travelling towards Bedford View, we've got delays on the N3. This is just as you come out of Van Buren Road. This is due to roadworks taking place. And drive with care. The Mark 1 North heavily backed up between Boysons and the Crown interchange. There's also queuing traffic in Bryanston along the N1 South between Rivonia Road and Winnie Mandela Drive. That's due to an accident that I'm seeing along this route between Rivonia and Winnie Mandela, and it's causing those long queues. About a 20-minute hold up there. Please be on the lookout. I'll have more updates at the top of the hour.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app. The Midday Report.
Weekdays,
12 to 1.
Are there any attempts to try and sit down with AfriForum and discuss this to kind of find some kind of middle ground?
We don't have the kind of an obligation as the African National Congress as a party, but the president has been consulting widely, and the AfriForum has napped the president in their behavior. The fact that they will undertake several trips to the US to go and decampaign a party that they say they are part of is basically simply a call for non-negotiation.
The Midday Report
With Mandy Wiener.
12 to 1 on 702.
702.
At the heart of global conversations shaping the future, Africa's voice matters more than ever. As Africa's largest bank by assets and lead sponsor of the B20 Summit, Standard Bank Group is proud to spotlight the continent's growth, partnerships, and potential on the world stage. Through informed dialogue and powerful partnerships, Standard Bank is driving sustainable growth where it matters most. Standard Bank is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider.
The Dis-Chem Million Comforts campaign celebrates 10 years of keeping girls in school thanks to your amazing support. Help us care for more girls this year. Simply purchase sanitary pads from participating brands and place them in the Million Comforts bins in store or donate online, and these brands will match your donation. You have until 17 August to make a difference in a girl child's life. Schoolgirls should never miss a period just because they're having one. The Dis-Chem Foundation, caring for the community.
If you want to know about the heart and art of jazz, look no further than the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz Festival, a grand ensemble of over 50 world-class acts across 4 stages for 3 whole days. That's right, from the 26th, 27th and 28th of September. The Sandton Convention Center will be demure and sophisticated as the fine Standard Bank Joy of Jazz 2025 takes you deep into the heart, the art and splendor of jazz. Take me there. Book your seat via Ticketmaster now.
To walk the talk is to turn words into meaningful actions. And it's what we at 702 are committed to doing every day. We're also committed to following the rules set out by the Broadcasting Complaints Commission's Code of Conduct. To give you balanced programming, fair comment, and accurate news. But if we stumble along the way and you feel we're not living up to the code, let us know on comment@702.co.za. And if after that you're still not happy, you can direct your complaint in writing to the Broadcasting Complaints Commission, PO Box 412365, Craig Hall 2024. For more, visit bccsa.co.za. Across the Desk
with Clement Manyathela
on 702.
23 minutes before 11 o'clock on our Across the Desk feature this morning, we are shining a light on the people who do this essential work of helping bury our loved ones with dignity. We've got the undertakers and funeral parlor owners. These are people who walk beside us in times of loss. They're navigating the cultural practices, legal processes. They're dealing with the emotional toll. They care for our deceased loved ones. And we're finding out more about their work this morning. I'll be taking your calls on 011-883-0702, your WhatsApps as well on 072-702-1702. Mike, I want you guys to actually guess the most asked question from some of our listeners right now. And I'm sure you get this a lot. There are a lot of them that are saying, Clement, please can you ask them if they've ever witnessed someone waking up? Because we watch a lot of movies, right? And we think, is that something that's
Never
ever
seen
happened?
it.
Never seen that?
No.
Elsabe?
Nah, I've never seen that.
Nothing like that. Not even like a movement nyana while you watch them.
Nah.
Okay, guys, you've got it now. And then, Mike, there was a question as well about how much people are spending on funerals. Are we? Because the culture somehow seems to be changing a little bit. Like there were instances where people didn't mind spending a lot of money. What are you guys observing now in terms of the trend?
People still don't mind spending money.
Mm-hmm.
It varies according to your culture, I believe. We are seeing a lot of times people are saying, just cremate my mom, we'll arrange a funeral service later. Something like that. But
so are they there though at the cremation?
No. So a lot of times the cremation will take place privately where nobody attends the cremation. So we would go to the place of death, bring the deceased into our care. We'll arrange all the documentation, get all the permissions for the cremation, and then we'll have the cremation. And the family says, you handle that portion, we will handle the memorial service or a celebration of life. They'll go to a golf club or a hotel or do something at home. So they'll do that privately. Sometimes they have the ashes there, but not always.
Okay.
But there are times where the family wants a Porsche hearse or a Range Rover hearse with 4 Range Rover family cars, and the lead car that's leading the hearse is a Lamborghini or a Ferrari.
Oh my God!
And the casket is R500,000.
Where do you get that? You have to now hire.
There are funeral directors that
do
specialize in that sort of. Yeah, they've got those vehicles in their fleets.
Wow.
There's a funeral director that's got Rolls Royce hearses.
Sure.
And they use Rolls Royces as family cars.
Yeah. So, Elsabe, how do you deal with family feuds? Because sometimes there are families that are squabbles and this one wants to claim the body. No, it shouldn't be the case. Do you often deal with that? And how do you deal with it so that you are also objective? You're not seen to be taking a side?
Yes, Clement, that's a very good question. We deal with that on a daily basis. We must be mindful of the confidentiality of the deceased and the closest family. So where we pick it up quickly is if we're busy with a funeral arrangement and there's a few members of the family and one of them out of the blue just asks, when can we get the death certificate? So then as soon as they say that, then you know there's a policy that they want to go and claim. So as soon as the other family members hear this, then they want to know, but what policy do you have? And then that's sometimes where it starts. The other thing is also with viewing. Some families prefer, the next of kin prefer, that their loved one, that nobody views the loved one. We just close after preparation, we just close the coffin. And then there's family members that demand to see that person. So we need to be objective and we need to be mindful of everybody. I had a case where a lady lost her husband. He actually committed suicide and she never spoke. They weren't in contact with his family. So on the day of the funeral, the mother and the brothers arrived and they wanted to view him. And she was in the office telling me, no, nobody's viewing him. And the mother's crying on this side, yes, I want to view my son. I want to say goodbye. So I had to step in with the wife and have a big discussion with her and said to her, listen, this is something they will never forget. So don't cause further problems. And in the end, she said, they can view, but you have to stand there. And I said, no, that's fine. I will go with the family. And that meant so much to the mother and the brothers, which haven't seen their loved one in quite some time. So we deal with that and also with money. I mean, people expect the one to pay and the other one doesn't want to pay. And so they go on. So fist fights in front of the chapel, lots of them after the service, people getting physical with each other. We have to remove them off the premises. It happens.
Yeah.
You deal with a lot.
A lot.
You really
I'm telling you, we're from financial planners to counsellors to just mention it and we're there.
Sure.
Bodyguards, yeah.
Nhlanhla, there was a question here as well about how do you then, as funeral undertakers, handle bodies maybe that are dismembered or maybe someone who burned to death? Are there cases like that, and do you still have to handle them and wash those kind of bodies, and how do you handle them when they are in that state?
Yeah, no, we find cases like that, but then you find that others we can't wash because if you touch, the skin falls off. But yeah, we do get cases like those. I mean, I once found somebody who died maybe 8 months. And they found him in the field, so it was total decomposition. So there was nothing much we could do with that except to put that person in a coffin and go bury because we can't touch. It's total decomposed.
Decomposition.
Yes.
And then do families sometimes insist on wanting to view the body even when it's not in a good state? And do you normally advise them then as a funeral parlor that we wouldn't advise you to view the body?
Yeah, no, we do that. Mostly, I would say to them, you can come view in the mortuary before we box the person and don't open it at home because of the smell and the way the body is.
Yeah.
So, yes, we do advise on that.
What is the reason, Mike, sometimes for that smell? Because someone was asking also here that, Clement, please can you ask your guests, how long does the body take before it starts decomposing and before it starts smelling?
Okay, so it's a decomposition. So the smell that you smell is the gas that a bacteria gives off. Okay, so the bacteria will start to feed on you. And that bacteria will emanate a gas, and that's the smell that you're going to smell. The conditions that the deceased are in and the cause of death will determine how quickly you start to decompose. So obviously, if you're in a warm environment, you're going to decompose much quicker than if you're in a cold environment. If your organs are exposed to oxygen, you're going to decompose quicker than if there's no stab wounds or bullet wounds, anything like that, anything where oxygen can get into your body. So there's a lot of different factors that go into how quickly a person would start to smell. We often have families that say they will phone us at 4:00 in the afternoon. My dad has just passed away, but we want him to stay at home overnight. Only come fetch him at like 9:00 tomorrow. Okay, there's no problem with doing that. We just say leave the windows open, put a light sheet over the person. Yeah?
Oh, they want to spend some more time with them.
They want to spend some more time with them.
Yeah. Okay. It's 14 minutes before 11 o'clock. Zetu, Mulalo, JK, Velapi, I see your calls. I'll start with them after the break.
So, how did it go?
Oh, just perfect. The drive, so comfortable. The panoramic sunroof, my highlight.
But what about the date?
It was nice, but the Jolian Pro, next level.
Sometimes the drive is the best part. The Haval Jolian Pro from 4,299 per month. Visit gwm.coza for T's and C's and book a test drive. Go with more. Go with GWM.
Andile here with more than just a horse betting ad. Bet on the horses at 10bet and ride with a 20% free bet boost on your deposit. It's more than just a race. It's a 10bet experience. Join now at 10bet.co.za. 10bet is a licensed betting operator and supports responsible gambling. No person under the age of 18 shall be permitted to bet. Betting can be addictive. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counseling line is 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
Dear Journal, trying to be an adult, day 3,274. Every time I go to a fancy birthday dinner, I'm reminded I'm just 5 fancy birthday dinners away from financial ruin. Note to self, don't make any more born in June friends.
Recently removed from the family payroll. Get covered at pineapple.co.za. It's like 570 Rand a month, so it's 100% the insurance for you. Underwritten by Old Mutual Alternative Risk Transfer Insurer Limited, a licensed non-life insurer and authorized FSP. Premiums are risk profile dependent.
Across the desk
with Clement Manyathela
on 702.
12 minutes before 11 o'clock. Let's go to the calls. I'm going to ask you to put back your headphones on. Velapi, let's start with you. You're in Tembisa. Good morning.
Hi, Clement. Good morning.
Sure. Go ahead, brother.
Clement, the subject you are touching on is a very sensitive one. Firstly, I used to work at the Mosiako Funeral Parlor. That was back in the 80s. I was only 16 years old. Clement, we do talk to the past on. I remember every time that, especially Fridays when we're preparing them, knowing that the families are coming, we would gather at the back and then with all the dead bodies lying down and would pray. And after praying, each and every one of us would go to their allocated bodies, wash them. And as you prepare them, you talk to them and say, my brother, may you rest in peace. You go into your final eternal place, all those type of things. And there is no touching moment, Clement, as when you see families coming and crying, when they come. That moment, Clement, I'm telling you, no matter how strong you think you are, you end up crying as well. And one most important experience I went through, there's a guy that passed on in the same street where I was staying. The family went to the government mortuary to fetch the guy. They fetched the wrong guy. So when the guy got to the mortuary, I said, no, it can't be him. It's a wrong guy. And the uncle was insisting. After the body was prepared, the body could, the the body could not get into the house, and the cow ran away.
The cow ran away.
The cow ran away, and I had to go to the government mortuary to have the family look for the guy, because I knew we found the guy after an hour because of the number of bodies that were there. You walk on top of the bodies, you sort out the bodies because you want this guy, and eventually we found the guy. It was like at 11 at night. So it's not an easy job, and I want to agree, it's not just a job.
Yeah.
Passion for it.
Absolutely. Velapi, thank you. Does that happen where there's a mix-up of bodies?
It's sometimes.
And what leads to that?
No, it can happen. What we do as funeral directors, we arrive at the government mortuary with our documentation, and then the staff of the government mortuary actually fetches the deceased and bring the deceased in a body bag to us. So what we try and do, if they allow us, is quickly open and make sure it's the right person, because we usually have a photo, etc.
Okay.
But if somebody died of a motor vehicle accident and there's a problem, then obviously you can't. But it's their responsibility, not ours. That's why they have to give us the deceased.
All right, JK, you're calling from Pretoria. Good morning.
Good morning, Clemza, and to your guests. Thank
Sure.
you so much for taking my call.
Go ahead.
So last year, my nephew passed in a car accident, Clems, and I then was delegated to go wash him at the mortuary. And it was my first experience doing that. Now, remember, the guys from pathology services, they take the body from the scene and just drop it at the government mortuary until we collected it. And then washing him, one picked up glasses and whatnot. But what shocked me was the guy that works in the mortuary and the ease with which he worked. Because you'd imagine, for us, it's the first experience. He had some injuries and it was scary. But after we had washed him, another problem that we had was that his mouth couldn't close. And we now are like, but how do we do this now? Because he's going to be viewed. And the guy in the mortuary gave us two options and said, look, we can either glue his mouth and his lips so that they are closed, or I can seal it with a needle, because he said with the glue, it will look a bit ashy when we open him up because the glue will be dry. Then he took out a needle and a thread and just kind of like closed the mouth, and you couldn't even tell. Rona, because we were there, we could tell, but everyone else could not tell, and only later when we told them, they were like shocked. So these are very important people, Clemza. Had you given me that task alone, I would not have done it. So I think they deserve a lot of appreciation for the great job that they do.
Absolutely, JK, and that's why we've got them here today. Thank you for calling us. Mulalo in Kempton Park, hi.
Hi, Clement. Good afternoon, and good morning to your guest there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Clem, I just want to find out from your guest, how do they feel about their colleagues that are now incorporating social media as a marketing tool to a point where they show everything, the preparation, and then you just view that on TikTok? How do they feel about that? Because I feel like they're a little bit morally wrong.
Are there people who do that? Like they show what happens behind the scenes?
Yes, they show everything that happens behind the scene, even on TikToks and Facebook, and they just share it out there.
Yeah. Are you guys aware of that?
I'm not aware of that, and it's shocking. I mean,
because also do you have consent from the family?
Invasion of privacy as well. I mean, you cannot do that.
Yeah. There's I know that there is a TikTok channel of a lady that shows you behind the scenes. I've not seen a deceased in the videos, but she shows you what they do in the mortuary and the scenes of the fridges, etc. But from what I've seen of that, there hasn't been a view of a deceased there.
All right.
Yeah.
I do believe that doing that would be an invasion of privacy.
Yeah, no, I agree with Mike. I've seen on TikTok a lady showing the behind the scene, but with a dummy. With a dummy body.
Okay.
Not a real body, because I don't think any family would allow that.
Yeah.
So
that would be weird.
yeah, I've seen that. But yeah, we use social media because everybody is on social media. So that's why we use social media to market.
What would you say is the most difficult thing about the job and the most rewarding thing about the job?
I think the most difficult part of the job is the long hours. I think it's one of the industries that pays the least in in terms of compensation or salaries. And then also it's extremely stressful. You cannot make a mistake. If there's any mistake, even a spelling mistake, that's something the family will never forget.
Yes.
So you're under pressure, and we're all humans, we all make mistakes, but you're under pressure not to make a mistake at all, and I think that's extremely stressful. My dad always used to say, the funeral industry ages you, and it does. Then the most rewarding one, I would say, is when the family comes in and say, that's exactly what we wanted. We are so grateful. And what's special is, as soon as the family leaves the doors, they're actually your family now.
Yeah. It's the hugs and the kisses afterwards.
Yes.
Afterwards, yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing for you?
Yeah, no, exactly. Funeral directors often suffer from compassionate burnout because you exposed to that environment all the time. So you need to make plans to have a weekend off or get away, switch the phone off if you can, just so that you can have a break from that. But as I said, those hugs and the kisses when the family comes back afterwards, that's what makes it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, same. I don't know if I can go back to that issue of mixing up of bodies.
Yeah.
Remember, we as undertakers, we don't know the deceased, right? So it's the family that knows the deceased. So what happens most of the time, and especially when you are picking up a body at the forensic pathology, which is a government mortuary, there's a lot of people picking up bodies there. So the families become scared. They don't look at the body properly, because they are scared and they are hurt. So that is why sometimes they would point at the wrong body. It's because they don't actually properly look at the deceased. And when the family comes back very happy with the service you rendered, it's the biggest reward, more than money.
Wow, guys, thank you so much for coming through. I feel like I know more now, and we really appreciate the work that you do, because you come in when families are too distressed and you help them bury their loved ones and give them a dignified send-off and guide them in that moment of confusion and heartbreak. So we really appreciate the work that you do.
Clement, we would like to thank you for this platform, because if the funeral director is in the news, it's always bad news.
Yeah.
So for us, it's a very special industry and a very special calling, and you can make a difference in somebody's life every single day.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, guys. Yes?
Can I have a last word?
Yes, please.
I would like to thank all funeral directors in this country. During COVID, they worked very hard. We never had any problems like any other countries. We've seen all over the world, they couldn't handle. But the funeral industry in South Africa, they handled that, and I want to thank them. And lastly, on the 13th August, we honoring women in the funeral industry. University of Johannesburg and Southern African Chamber of Undertakers are honoring women in the funeral industry. So I'm inviting everybody in the industry to come.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yes. I have the last.
Yes. You can have another last word.
The last.
No, it's actually such a wonderful news. EduFast offers a high certificate in business management that specializes in funeral management. It's a year course. The total cost for this course is 45,000 Rand, and it's a year course. The NFDA wants to give away one bursary to a lucky listener. So all that we request is that they send their CV, because you do matric certificate, because you need a matric. Just the matric certificate, copy of your ID to info@nfda.org.za. And on Monday morning at 8 o'clock, we will put all the names and we will draw a lucky winner.
I want you to hold on that thought, because after the news, I want to just wrap up with it so you can repeat it, because there were some people asking, how do we get in the industry? I want to send my kid. So I think that's a great opportunity. Thank you for that. It's now a minute before 11 o'clock.
Life has its own rhythm, but muscle and joint pain may upset the beat.
Noflex Gel.
Trust Noflex Gel's triple action formula to target muscle pain, reduce inflammation, and help numb the affected area.
Noflex Gel.
So, get your beat back and reclaim the rhythm of life.
Noflex Gel.
Beat the pain with Noflex Gel and higher strength Noflex Gel Fort. For more information, speak to your healthcare professional.
Calling all golf pros. Hollywood Bets invites you to step onto the green. Tee up, take a swing, and enjoy glorious golf action from electrifying competitions and thrilling live tournaments. Get ready to conquer the fairway and chase epic fortunes. Ready to master the odds and experience your crowning moment? Bet now on all the excitement and prepare to make your hole-in-one shot to sensational success. T's and C's apply. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counseling line 0800 006 008.
Formulated from 5,000-year-old Ayurvedic wisdom, refined through decades of modern science. For 95 years, Himalaya Wellness has been the trusted name in herbal care, caring for families in more than 100 countries around the world. Our clinically studied natural formulations, pure herbs, and personal care products are designed to support your health, skin, smile, and your baby's well-being. Bring the healing power of nature into your home. Himalaya Wellness. Live well, live herbal.
This is EWN.
Good morning, I'm Sfiso Zulu. Child safety has come under the spotlight with several cases involving attacks on children being heard in courts across the country. One of those is that of a man and a woman who are expected to make their first appearance in the Khayelitsha Magistrates Court this morning in connection with the murder of seven-year-old girl in Guyasa. Lolita Goa was stabbed hours after she was reported missing earlier this week. Lauren Isaacs takes a look at some of the other cases.
The case against a convicted rapist accused of raping a 9-year-old girl in Hanover Park in May returns to the Wynberg Magistrates Court this morning. The 51-year-old was charged with human trafficking, rape, sexual assault and abduction after he allegedly lured the child into his home while she was walking past the premises en route to Muslim school. Meanwhile, former preschool teacher Amberly Hughes, accused of the rape and murder of her ex-partner's 4-year-old daughter in 2023, appeared in the Johannesburg High Court. Hughes admits to drowning the child. In the Roodepoort Magistrates Court, murder-accused Tiffany Meek's bail application continues today. She's been linked to the murder of her 11-year-old son, Jaden Lee Meek, in May. Lauren Isaacs, Eyewitness News.
A coach hailed as a hero for ensuring 34 young soccer players made it back home safely after being stuck in Europe says he's still trying to figure out what went wrong. 3 junior teams flew to Spain earlier this month for a football tournament arranged by BT Football Academy, but the academy failed to book return flights despite participants having paid money for the trip. The youngsters were left stranded in Portugal for more than a week. Carlo Peterson reports.
Coach Jesse Julius, who arrived in Cape Town yesterday with the last batch of young footballers, says when they left Cape Town they had return tickets.
We had a date when we're returning and everything. I think we started to pick it up after the tournament finished and we wanted the details to check the kids in. That's when we discovered, look, something is happening here.
After getting no answers from BT Football Academy for 3 days, the coaches approached the South African Embassy in Spain for assistance. The Western Cape Department of Cultural Affairs and Sport has promised to initiate a full probe into the ordeal. Carlo Peterson, Eyewitness News.
The EFF is confident of making major inroads in Cape Town and the Western Cape when the party heads to the local government elections next year. EFF leader Julius Malema says the party's growth projections point to electoral improvement not just in the Western Cape but also in the Eastern Cape. Malema was addressing a press conference in Cape Town yesterday, giving an update on the party's birthday preparations for tomorrow. Babalon Denze reports.
Julius Malema says the EFF chose Khayelitsha as the venue for its anniversary because it's been neglected by the DA-governed metro. He says the people of Khayelitsha continue to live in squalid conditions with poor sanitation and no basic housing.
It is for this reason that the EFF has chosen to host its 12th anniversary in Khayelitsha. We must be where the people are, especially the most marginalized, because they are the base, home, and shield of this movement.
Malema adds that all research points towards growth in electoral support in the region.
And stats shows you, not stats, research shows you that the EFF is going to have a huge increase in the Western Cape and Eastern Cape.
Malema says the anniversary celebrations will be a festival of the poor, and the party expects thousands to come out in support from across the metro. Babalo Ndenza, Eyewitness News, Cape Town.
And Israeli and U.S. negotiators have decided to leave Gaza ceasefire talks in Qatar's capital, Doha, with Washington accusing Hamas of not acting in good faith. U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff made the announcement in a statement this morning, saying the Palestinian group is showing a lack of desire to reach a ceasefire in Gaza. The Israeli government did not say what triggered its withdrawal. Meanwhile, Hamas says it's surprised by Witkoff's remarks and that it was keen to continue with negotiations. Gold is trading at $3,361.58 an ounce. The rand is at 17.64 to the dollar, 23.81 to the pound, 20.72 to the euro. Brent crude oil is at $69.42 a barrel.
And in the traffic, we've got an accident on the N3 North in the Germiston area. It happened right at the Geldenhuys interchange. It is slowing down traffic coming out of the Earlands interchange. If you are traveling in Troyville, we've got another accident reported. This one is on Albertina Sisulu Road. It happened near Bertram's Road. It's causing delays as well. Expect about a 15-minute hold up there.
A partly cloudy Friday in store for Gauteng with isolated showers and thunder showers expected. The temperatures will peak at highs between 21 and 22 degrees. The top story in EWN this hour: child safety has come under the spotlights with several cases involving attacks on children being heard in courts across the country this week.
EWN, in touch, in tune and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
This July, you won't just take a step, you'll take a stand. The 702 Walk the Talk is hosted by Freedom Park in the city of Tshwane. Get your tickets today on primemediaplus.com.
You're with Clement Manyathela
on 702.
Let's Walk the Talk, streaming on the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856,
92.7 and 106 FM.
8 minutes after 11 o'clock. Dumelang, welcome to the third and final hour of the Clement Manyathela Show. Thank you for staying with us here on 702. We're just wrapping up the conversation we've been having in the previous hour with funeral undertakers, funeral parlor owners. We've been finding out more about what they do, and Elsabe Basilio, who is the managing director at the National Funeral Directors Association of Southern Africa, has got an opportunity for probably you, because some of you have been asking about how you get in the industry. If you want to send your child, where do they study? So Elsabe, tell us about the opportunity you're giving us.
Thank you, Clement. At EduFast, they're offering a higher certificate in business management.
Yeah.
But with specialization in funeral management.
Okay.
So this is a recognized qualification in South Africa, and the possible career options for this course is funeral directing, funeral business ownership, funeral administration management, funeral undertaking, funeral service managers as well. So we are offering a bursary for one listener. All that we need is your copy of the ID and a certified copy of the matric certificate, and that it can be sent to info@nfda.org.za. And on Monday, we will go through all these documents, and those that qualify, we will choose a winner from them.
All right, and we'll be in touch with you so you can give us some feedback. All right,
Yes.
so you can send a copy of your ID, a copy of a matric certificate. If you want to get this opportunity, to info@nfda.co.za. info@nfda.co.za. Once again, thank you so much to all of you. Mike Collinge, who's with Collinge and Funerals in Nhlanhla Bembe, who's the founder of Rainy Days Funeral Parlor, and Elsabe, of course. Thank you guys for making time for us this morning.
Thank you for your time, Clement.
It's now 10 minutes after 11 o'clock. After the break, we'll start with our relationship feature.
Do not be fooled. Smoking kills. Across the globe, more than 8 million people die of tobacco-related diseases every year. During the broadcast of this radio advert, which is only 60 seconds, 16 people would have died from tobacco. Quit smoking and vaping. If you cannot resist this lethal habit, please protect non-smokers and children. Do not smoke or vape in public places or near children. Inhaling any tobacco product, whether through smoking or vaping, can cause cancer, birth defects, heart, lung, and oral diseases. All tobacco and related products are harmful to your health. This message is brought to you by the National Department of Health.
From the 24th of July to the 27th of July, Decorex Joburg returns to the Sandton Convention Centre, now spanning 5 halls. Explore over 300 brands, shop exclusive show specials, and discover the latest in interiors, kitchens, bathrooms, and luxury finishes. Experience live interactive demos, expert LED talks, and the handmade Africa design market. There's something for every style, space, and home. Book your tickets now at decorex.co.za or buy at the door.
Dreaming of your next getaway? Whether it's a sun-soaked beach escape, adventure-packed tour, or luxury cruise, Flight Centre is your go-to for travel. From flights and hotels to tours and cruises, we've got it all. Plus travel insurance for peace of mind. If you want the best deals, you can save more by taking advantage of our Bundle Plus Save offer. Plan your trip today at your nearest Flight Centre store or visit flightcentre.co.za. Flight Centre, your centre for travel.
So Taryn, you've just graduated cum laude, but nothing says you're a genius quite like selling your car to We Buy Cars.
Absolutely. My car was an 18th birthday present and it's time to move on to something a bit more mature.
So where did you hear about We Buy Cars?
All of my friends are using We Buy Cars. I would have had legit FOMO if I hadn't used them. And it was so quick. I did it on my laptop while sending around my CV.
Smart move, Taryn. Graduated and upgraded. We Buy Cars. Geared for success. Geared for you.
Can you hear that? That's the sound of someone discovering value cement at only R84.90. And yes, that's a free cappuccino while their paint is expertly mixed at 10% off. They've entered a wild world of unbelievable DIY deals. And frankly, they can't believe their luck. Join us from 17 July to 3 August for Chamberlain's famous for superb value promotion, packed with savings on DIY, outdoor and building supplies. Chamberlain, famous for hardware since 1903.
702 and Corporates That Care with Butter are talking about Butter Children's Program.
We've run school donations, volunteer days. We have about 82 people in our head office in KZN. They frequently go down to the Malvern Children's Home. The Malvern Children's Home is a home for orphans that we've adopted basically in the KZN region. We've assisted them with jungle gyms, water tanks, stationary libraries. We've built a library for them, as mentioned. Unfortunately, the Malvern's Children's Home has a R1 million debt, water and electricity debt.
Sure.
So we've created a GoFundMe page, and a portion of the proceeds from our Mandela Day shoe sales will go towards this cause. So when corporates choose Toughies for their Mandela Day giving, they're not just buying the school shoes, they're helping children keep their home running.
From jungle gyms to school supplies and life-changing donations, Butter is building brighter futures. Visit butter.co.za to learn more. 702, let's walk the talk.
Relationship issues?
Relationship Talk
On 702.
13 minutes after 11 o'clock. All right, time for our relationship and sex feature now. This is adult radio, so if you have children, it's not advisable that they join us in this conversation, listening to this conversation. So it's adult radio. Today we are talking about sex for women over 50. I think we have an idea, well, sort of, about what happens to women's sex life when they enter 40. They tell us it gets more exciting. But what about when they reach or enter their 50s? So how do you keep your sex life going as a woman in your 50s? Because as we age, it's natural for us to change, right? Physically and otherwise. So as women age, you go through menopause, your sexual desires can change to, some women feel shame or embarrassment around discussing their sexuality at that age. Some are even struggling to understand their bodies and often don't know what pleases them anymore. And there's this common misconception that by the time you reach your senior years, your sex life is gone, like you're done, right? Some people even believe that the passionate love in your younger years fades away for older couples, or that as their bodies get old and feeble, sexual intercourse becomes difficult with little or no arousal. So how do you keep your sex life going as a woman in your 50s? What changes have you seen? I'd like to hear from you on 011-883-0702. The WhatsApp line is 072-702-1702. Maybe you are partnered with someone who is over 50, and you could be over 60, whatever the case is, any age over 50. What's been your experience as well as a partner? Casey Blake is a counselor and sexologist who's going to guide us through this important conversation. Welcome to the studio, Casey. We always speak via Zoom and we've never really spoken live.
No, thank you. It's so wonderful to see you in person.
Yeah, so great to have you here. What a topic, right? Yeah. How does a woman's sex life typically change as she enters her 50 and beyond?
I struggle to answer this question as if it's a simple one, because no two women are the same. So every person's journey as they age is going to be different. The consensus, I was going to say there's two patterns that I often see, but I'll go with the consensus on the one side, the happier side, is that as we get older, we stop caring as much about what's expected of us. And I want to preface this with, when your focus for sex is pleasure, you start to figure out, well, what is pleasurable for me? And a little bit less apologetic about needing certain types of stimulation, or like needing a toy in addition to partners, different kinds of positions. It's a bit more comfortable. Like, bodies start creaking in our 30s. So we start accommodating. And if you've already done that, by the time you're in your 50s, you're used to saying, wait, hold on, I need an extra pillow under this hip.
Yes.
Or can we lean against the counter, because then we don't have to hold each other up.
Yes.
So I suppose the general consensus in some ways is the less you worry about what you're supposed to be, because you're old enough, you're wise enough, you've done people pleasing, you start self-pleasing.
Isn't it interesting, Casey, that we spend so much of our time pleasing other people? I mean, whenever we talk about these, we have these conversations, there are women who often call and say, yeah, I've sort of pretended like I had an orgasm with my husband and I've never had one. Yeah. And you're like, wait, so you're lying there and you're pretending like you're having an orgasm? And I just feel sad hearing that, because I'm like, how many more people out there are pretending like they're enjoying certain things, or they'll do sex the way the partner expects it to be done? So it's great to hear that from your observation. As people age, in fact, generally as we age, like, we don't care too much about others. We like, what do I want? What do I enjoy?
So that's the main, like the happy part. Yeah. Then there's another pattern I've seen where women in their 50s start to say, I'm not enjoying sex as much, and I want to be better at sex for him. In heterosexual, it's very common in heterosexual situations. And what's so heartbreaking about that is that I'm not sure sex has ever been for her. And now, because there are menopausal symptoms that aren't being managed, there might be vaginal dryness and atrophy, that does make sex painful. The wetter the better is a good slogan to have regardless of your age. Like, always add lube. There's no such thing as too little lube.
Yeah.
But most people don't even think about lube. And if lube is new for you, or like some people tell me that they're so kinky now they started using lube, and I think, oh, that's kinky.
So some
I thought
people
that was
think
necessary.
Of it. That's why I'm looking at you like, wait, some people think of it as
some
kinky.
People think that lubricant is kinky.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad they're exploring and finally discovering wetter the better.
Yeah.
But lubricant is necessary. So with aging, our bodies de-estrogenize as part of the perimenopause and menopause stages. So if you are having painful sex, and it's not painful, it's not blah, blah, blah. It never used to be painful.
Yeah.
It's now painful as you're getting older. Maybe there's a bit of dryness. Maybe there is incontinence. So you're having a little bit of difficulty with your bladder continence, and that's making you uncomfortable, or bowel continence. If there's bleeding after intercourse, I'm assuming that I'm saying specifically intercourse, because sex is so much more than putting a penis into a vagina.
Yeah.
So if those things are starting to happen as your body gets older, this is a good time to talk to your doctor about what are the options to support you on a hormonal medical level, because that stuff is manageable. That is not inevitable. It's just something that your body's going through, and we can help it go away. We can help it be better.
Yeah. How do you think women can find confidence, especially those who feel, because let's be honest, Casey, as a society, sometimes we expect women over 50 not to be sexually active. In fact, I mean, if I ask the listeners now, if you found out that your mom or auntie who's over 50 is still engaging in sex, what would be your reaction? A lot of people are probably cringing right now and saying, ew, as if once you reach 50, you shouldn't be having sex and exploring like that. And I find that sometimes that probably is the potential to eat away from the confidence women in their 50s have to even declare that I want this and I want it this way and let's do it in the car, or let's do this. How do you build back that confidence?
I think what's really important is to start focusing on you if you haven't. So if your sex life has been only partnered, it is not cheating if you have some time alone and just figure out, how do you like to be touched when it's just you? You know, if you don't have a vibrator, an electric toothbrush might be helpful. Don't use the bristles unless you're into it. But
an electric toothbrush?
It's got a vibration, right? So if you don't have a vibrator, use your electric toothbrush, use the end of it, and just see how it feels if you rub it over your undies. Just rub it over your undies and see what that feels like, right? Take some time to think about your body, your pleasure. And I think that's a huge part. As sex therapists, we talk about sex and sexuality and pleasure for you as the person, not for the relationship. It's a separate thing. And so many women, especially generationally, who are in their 50s or moving towards their 50s, who are now in their 60s, the idea of sex for yourself can be quite foreign. There's a lot of misconceptions around religion in this. Sex for yourself is one of the best tools a sex therapist has, is go and discover what is nice.
Yes.
Even over undies. Like, don't even have to get naked yet. Because sensation through undies and different materials has different sensations. So just exploring yourself.
How important is emotional intimacy and connection in those sexual relationships for women over 50? Because again, sometimes I want us to also maybe speak to the partners of the women who are over 50. Because sometimes people relax and they think, do I still need to go the extra mile to arouse you? You know, to...
Oh, honey.
Like, you got a lot of work to do. Like, how important is that emotional intimacy and connection?
It is incredibly important. So, for someone to feel safe telling you what's going to make them feel good in their bodies, they have to feel safe with you. They have to feel safe that you're not going to judge them, that you're not, like, if I tell you that I want sex, I want to just try something. If I think you're going to think I'm crazy or going to judge me or think less of me, I'm not going to tell. That's the relationship is a problem. The relationship needs some work. For us to feel safe in our relationships, we need to feel safe in our relationships. In terms of effort, before you even think about what extras should you do, what are you already doing? Is it even working for your partner? Like, have you had conversations about what arouses both of you? Pre-activity. Like, sexual foreplay starts with the SMS or the WhatsApp with a little emoji and saying, see you later.
Where are you, honey? See you later. Can't
like,
wait to do this and that.
Thinking of you. Can't wait to kiss you if kissing is your thing. Like, there's so many ways that intimacy is being built before you're even in the same room together.
How can issues like body image concerns affect intimacy later in life, and what are some of the empowering ways to reclaim confidence? Because I mean, naturally as we age, things change. Certain things don't sit the same way, but some people may feel so much shame because of that change. So what's the best way then to just come back and empower yourself to reclaim that confidence?
I think we have to acknowledge that we are told And we are constantly getting these messages that men age so beautifully like fine wine.
Do
and we? I see these messages all the time. Allegedly, salt and pepper is a sexy thing. But people don't talk about women aging.
Yeah.
Like women are supposed to be obsessed with beauty and youth.
Yes.
So I think we have to acknowledge that if that's what we're told, it's going to impact us. So we don't have these firm, tight 12, 20-year-old bodies because we're not young kids. We're not in our 20s. And just acknowledging that you don't need other people's validation to be worthy of pleasure, respect. You are a valuable human being regardless of what your meat suit looks like. But when you can center in on yourself and focus on what feels good, and what can your body do? Isn't it amazing the sensations our bodies can do regardless of what we look like?
Yeah. Let's go to some WhatsApps that are coming through on 011-883-0702. You can send us those WhatsApps, but also you can call us on 011-883-0702. We're having an important conversation this morning. It's adult radio. We're talking about sex for women over 50. And I'm interested to hear from men as well who are having sex, or even women or men who are having sex with women over 50. I'd like you to share your experiences with us from a physical point of view as well. As a woman over 50, what are some of the sexual challenges that you the common ones that you are facing? Maybe you've got a question for Casey Blake, who is a counselor and sexologist guiding us through this conversation, or you simply just want to share your experience. 011-883-0702. Your WhatsApp's on 072-702-1702.
Hi, Clement. I'm 66 years old. No more interest in sex because it is so painful. I don't enjoy it anymore. I've tried all the pills, inserting and what have you, but my situation does not change. So it's just painful. So I don't just do it anymore. I think that's aging, eh? Sure, thanks.
Thank you for the voice note. In fact, Casey, I'm getting some messages here. Another one here says, "Hi Clement, I'm 55. I thoroughly enjoy sex. I struggle a little bit with vaginal dryness, but I use lube. Lube is my friend. But it took a while for me to get here to be using lube." Yeah, so for someone like that, I mean, the best advice, I suppose, would be check out the doctor.
Yeah, go to your doctor. There's an amazing product that a lot of the sexual health doctors talk about is VagiFem. Please talk to your doctors about different ways to support. VagiFem is a form of estrogen that you can insert vaginally. But as with all medication, make sure that you don't have any other medications that are going to contraindicate or your own health conditions. So chat to your doctors. Doctors are terrible at asking us about our sex lives, but they're there to serve us.
Yeah.
If you want specific help with your sex life, there are many doctors who have specialized in sexual medicine for this. There's lots of doctors who specialize in menopause symptoms. So VagiFem and lube are, when I checked in with the doctors yesterday, I was like, so I'm going to be on Clement Show again. What is this like? Just, top 10 tips.
Yeah.
And everyone was like VagiFem and lube.
And lube.
Lube.
I mean, yeah, another one says, "Oh, Clem, I agree. VagiFem is amazing." So some people are already responding who do that. Yeah, don't give up on having sex because you think you're 65.
But there's so many medical assist, in terms of medicine, there are non-estrogen navigations. Talk to your doctor. There are physiotherapists that help with our pelvic floor. There are pelvic floor physios. For the woman who said she's 66 and sex is so painful, we have to also think about different ways to have sex. If you are not getting the correct support, or you've tried all the support and it's not correct for you in terms of intercourse, what about outer course? Remember how hot it used to get when we were teens? And I don't know if other people, but definitely I can speak for myself and many of my friends, making out, rubbing against each other.
With clothes on.
Like how hot that was. Yeah. That outer course, you can have outer course. You can rub genitals if that's what you're into. You can receive oral if that's what you're into. Like I recommend exploring the different ways to receive pleasure, right? External toys, that's also why I mentioned panties. Some people prefer vibrators over undies. Some people prefer it without undies. So playing around with what your sensations are. If intercourse is the only thing that you can't do, or the only thing you're thinking about, what about the other things? There's so much you can do. You've got a partner, they've got a mouth, let them see what you can do. It doesn't have to be
Make
penis
it
and
work.
vagina. That's the most limited kind of sex.
Isn't that what we do? I mean, we always think of sex as penetration. We think of sex as penetration all the time. And I mean, we'll miss out on the opportunities to really explore our sexuality and really truly enjoy and have fun. So yeah, I'm glad. Thank you for those tips and advice. I've got some more calls coming through, WhatsApps as well. So let's take a quick a break. Oopsie, I'm late. Okay, let's take a quick break and then the headlines. Okay, the headlines and then break. I made a mistake. I was supposed to take a break before the headlines, but Abel will forgive me. Bali, good morning.
Thanks, Clement. Good morning. City Power has returned to Tshepisong in the West Rand this morning to continue its cut-off operation. Yesterday, residents clashed with police when the entity tried to get rid of illegal electricity connections. Residents blocked roads with rocks and burning tyres, preventing City Power from continuing with its operation. A group of mothers from Vleehof and surrounding areas still in the West Rand is currently outside the Roodepoort Magistrates Court calling for murder-accused Tiffany Meek to be denied bail. Meek is applying for bail today while facing charges of killing her 11-year-old son, Jaden Leemick. She was arrested 2 months after her son's bruised body was discovered by a resident in their Vleehof complex in May. And there have been mixed reactions from global leaders following an announcement by French President Emmanuel Macron that he will be formally recognizing a Palestinian state at the UN General Assembly in September. This move takes the number of countries that now recognize or plan to recognize Palestinian statehood to at least 142. Those are the headlines this EWN and more at midday or as it happens.
EWN Traffic.
This EWN Traffic is brought to you by cars.co.za. Let's find what moves you. Amo, how are we looking on the road?
Well, in the city of Tshwane, Fountains Valley, we've got some delays on the N14 North coming out of Euphues Road. Please be on the lookout there. While travelling on the N1 South, roadworks are taking place and they're causing delays between Artbury Road and the Flying Saucer interchange. Please be on the lookout there. Irene delays along the intersection of Nalmay, Pierce Drive and Main Road. This is due to faulty traffic lights there. Please approach with care. And if you're traveling in Jozi, we've got some delays along the M2 West. This is between the Crown Interchange and Main Reef Road. While in Germiston, that accident on the N3 North is still there. It's right near the Geldenhuys Interchange. Delays coming out of Elands Interchange. There's also bumper-to-bumper traffic along the N12 as well as the R24 West. This is between Edenville Road and the Gilulis Interchange. I'm Amo Ramela. Otherwise, Karabo Jali will continue walking the talk with you on the traffic desk at the top of the hour. Stay tuned.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
Do you want to buy a Honda? Cars.co.za. Toyota or Mahindra? Cars.co.za. Do you want to sell a Cherry? Cars.co.za. Suzuki or Mercedes? Cars.co.za. Polo, Kia, Mitsubishi, Havel, Hyundai, Lamborghini. Buy and sell, it's very easy. All you got to do is type cars.co.za, cars.co.za, cars.co.za. Let's find what moves you. Cars.co.za, cars.co.za.
John Perlman. Weekday afternoons,
3 to 6.
There's a gap on wages, but I understand a source of considerable dispute is the rostering system. You've changed that. Solidarity are saying on behalf of pilots that the system they had before was more conducive to them being able to strike. What is SAFE's response to that? And do you have any wriggle room or negotiating space on that?
You know, we don't really wish to get into a lot of the particulars of the negotiation. Suffice to say that the contentions at hand really do surround the standard matters that are often discussed between employers and employees. The systems are very equitable.
John Perlman.
3 to 6 on 702.
A healthy life starts with regular screening and testing. It starts with knowing your health status because early detection saves lives and sticking to your treatment plan. It starts with vaccinating against vaccine-preventable diseases and using contraceptives like condoms correctly and consistently. It starts with eating a healthy diet and doing regular physical activities to prevent and manage non-communicable diseases like diabetes, hypertension, and some cancers. A healthy life starts with you. This message is brought to you by the National Health Department. By your side as you walk the talk with 702.
Rise to the challenge in Betway's Climb and Conquer with 50 million rand in prizes to be won, including 8 brand new cars. Climb our leaderboards until 27 July with bets on sports, slots, table, crash games, and more. Make the weekly top 10 at any point for a chance to drive away in a VW Polo, Toyota Hilux Double Cab, or High Ace. Plus, weekly leaderboard winners will earn a guaranteed 100,000 rand cash. Only at Betway. Terms and conditions apply. Licensed and regulated by the Western Cape Gambling and Racing Board. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to participate. For gambling counseling, call SARGF on 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp 076 675 0710.
Unfold extraordinary with the new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 512 gig. Get it on a 6 gig Red Core plan from 1749 per month over 36 months. Experience cinematic viewing, seamless multitasking, and next-level productivity. Pre-order yours today from Vodacom, Mzansi's winning 5G network. Available in-store and online. T's and C's apply. Further together, Vodacom.
Shane, do you have a sore throat? The Andalex range of lozenges offers 2 options. At the first signs of an irritated, scratchy throat, use Andalex lozenges for dual-action, soothing relief. But for a painful, inflamed throat, use Andalex C lozenges for triple-action, pain relief. Andalex, SA's #1 choice for a sore mouth and throat. Andalex lozenges are available at all leading pharmacies and supermarkets.
Just Andalex it.
At Bright, we don't just provide business insurance. We insure your business's
future success.
Because your business is so much more than desks and computers and equipment, which is why we use our specialist expertise to tailor solutions for each client differently to ensure what's really important. So insure your businesses.
Financial security meeting
With Bright today, contact your broker or go to brightinsure.co.za to find out more. Bright, approach risk with purpose. Bright is a licensed insurer and authorized FSP.
702 and Corporates That Care with Hirsch's are talking about Hirsch's involvement in the Claire Ellis Brown Preschool.
So the Claire Brown School is just the most beautiful little school. This wonderful teacher came through called Sandra McLaren. She said to me something which I don't know if I should have done, but I did, was come through and visit the school. And the school had a beautiful garden, and growing up in a flat, you don't have a garden. These little kids that live in the area now have somewhere to go and play, which just seems so special. So I thought, how can we get involved with that? And one of the things I found out was they're looking at their books. Their rates were like through the roof, like 6,000 Rand a month in rates, which was just crazy. So after finding people to speak to at the city council and irritating them for months and months, we got the rate reduced to 100 Rand a year and backdated 10 years.
Wow.
And I thought, geez, we can make it a little bit of a difference here, which was awesome. Then we started fixing up the school and painting and putting new kitchens and finding food for the kids. And we've been doing that for over 20 years.
Hirsch's, proud to help grow bright futures, one child at a time. Learn more at hirsches.co.za. 702. Let's walk the talk.
Coming up
on 702 Afternoons.
22 minutes before 12 o'clock, Jonathan Kabazela is in studio to tell us what's coming up on 702 Afternoons between 1 and 3 p.m. How are you doing, Jono?
I'm good, Clem. Very, very happy. It's a Friday.
It's a Friday. What's popping today?
So we got the food feature today just after 1 o'clock, and we're going to be chatting to the founder of the Silver Orange Bistro. It's a really, really fabulous restaurant near Hartbeespoort Dam. And they've got a fantastic offering at the moment with a wine pairing, and it's the Albertus for Yun Icon range wines that they are pairing their food with. So we're going to chat about that offering, and then also chat in general, just a little bit about, picking the right wine with food, if that's your thing and you like to pair your wines with your food. Then after 1:30, we've got 702 Unplugged with Tando J. He's going to be one of the guys that will be giving us entertainment after the walk. So we're going to get a bit of a taste and heat things up to see what Tando will have to offer us on Sunday at the Walk the Talk. And then after 2, it's the Upside of Failure. This is a feature where we chat to people about their failures in life, but most importantly, what they've learned from those failures to keep on moving. It's always important to learn from your failures, right? So we've got a guest in studio today. His name is Gavin Edwards, and he's the lead singer of the band Prime Circle. So that and a whole lot more, hopefully, between 1 and 3.
All right, that's Jonathan Kabazela coming up on 702 Afternoons.
Relationship issues
Relationship talk.
on 702.
20 minutes before 12, we continue with our conversation on our relationship and sex feature. Just a reminder that this is adult radio, so no kids allowed. We're talking about sex for women over 50. We know what happens sort of in your 40s, but are you 50? Are you 60? Are you 70? Are you in your 80s? How's your sex life as a woman? And maybe you are a partner to someone who is over 50, who's in their 60s, 70s, 80s. I would like you to call us as well. How are you enjoying sex, if at all? Is it still happening? Why is it not happening? Are you having sex with a woman who's over 50? Please share your experience with us. 011-883-0702. The WhatsApp line is 072-702-1702. Let's start with the WhatsApp voice notes that have come through.
Hi, Clement. How are you? I'm 55, and for the first time in my life, I'm enjoying sex. I must say, I don't have a problem. I did hysterectomy. There was a lot of saying, "Hey, you won't be able to enjoy sex after having done hysterectomy." But it's like I'm renewed now. It's like I'm 23 years old. Thank you.
I love it. Yes. How crazy is that? For the first time, she says, for the first time ever in my life, I'm enjoying sex. I'm feeling renewed.
It is so beautiful. And it's a reminder that if you want to be having sex and sex is not great for you, make sure that your body is good. Go see a sexual health doctor. Just rule out anything that could be organic, that is assisted. So many sexual difficulties stem from these uteruses when they don't work the way they're supposed to.
Here's another one.
Good morning, Clement. Am I angry that you're excluding us who are over 60? Well, in actual truth, I'm 60 and I am having it with a lady who is 62. Thank you.
How is it going? Tell
I was
me
also
more,
I want to
please.
know, is it good?
Yeah.
Is it better now?
Yeah. How is it different from
Yes.
earlier when you were younger? Also, don't worry, guys. I'm not excluding you guys. We're going to have a separate conversation focusing on men. So today, we're focusing on women in their 50s, and we'll have a conversation about men as well at some point, possibly in the next coming week. So don't worry. We're not excluding you at all. But I do want you as men to share your experiences. If maybe you are still having sex with someone who's over 50, who's over 60, who's in their 80s, how is that experience for you? There's a message here, Casey, from Anonymous, who says, Clement, none of what Casey is speaking about happens in my household. I've actually given up on sex, and I've given up on communication as well, to a point where I'm tempted to look outside now at the age of 50. Aishem Azikipi, 12 years later, that time he is younger than me, but hi, ka. So this is someone who is over 50 or 50 is dating someone who is younger, and yet she's the one that's complaining that we're not having sex.
So often we don't realize that these gendered assumptions around sex and sex drives and who has a high libido is nonsense. Many more women have higher libidos than their partners, even those who are younger than them. So I think that the assumption, there's so many things, I'm going to go backwards. The assumption that a younger man is going to have a higher libido is bull. It's nonsense, it's bull. Men are also individuals, no two men are the same. And We have different levels of desire. Something that is standing out to me here is that once communication is gone, what are you getting in a relationship? I really have to question the health of the relationship if you can't communicate. Remember what I said about safety. If you aren't safe to talk about your needs, not as demands, but this is a thing that I've got, like, what can we, is there anything we can think about this? Like, you know, it's clear that she wants to have partnered sex with him, not, well, hopefully, not just solo sex. There's something here that the relationship, I would go and seek out some counseling if you've got access to it. One of the things that I've heard when I just checked in with my audience and friends, so many people said to me, you know, my sex life post-divorce is better than it ever has been.
Why do you think that's the case?
I think there's we get stuck in how we think we're supposed to have sex in relationships. And relationships are not working as much as we thought they did. So when someone is free of their relationship, of their marriage, their long-term stuff which felt stale possibly, they now have the permission societally to explore their bodies, to explore what brings them pleasure, discover even different kinds of lubes, you know, different kinds of toys, external, internal, all the different kinds. But the permission to say, this is how I want my sex, and put that on a dating site and let the people who want that match up with you. I think we get so stuck and we don't know how to communicate. Like, sex is a taboo topic still.
It is.
And it doesn't help anybody. The best thing you can do is talk about it.
Isn't it funny that, I mean, the people you have sex with, it's the people you are so vulnerable with. I mean, you are naked.
Yep.
You are in a vulnerable state.
You are in each other.
You are having an orgasm, which is a vulnerable thing.
We hope.
And yes. And yet you can't talk about it?
It's something that most people have as adults, and very few people can talk about it, especially with the people they're having it with, because we're scared of that judgment.
Oh my goodness. I must say, and I know this is going to make you happy, Casey, so many messages from women who are over 50 who are like, lube is my friend.
Yes, it
Hashtag
is.
Viva Lube. Let's go to, in fact, this WhatsApp voice note.
And I'm 61, and I've got a partner who's 50. And I'm enjoying sex so much, it's not funny. And it makes me feel younger.
That's great. That's great. That's great. Another message here, Anonymous says, hi, Clement. I'm 58. Yes, to be honest, I'm not confident to have sex anymore. My body has changed and no stamina at all. Yo, what a topic. I really need some help. No stamina?
I want to know what that means for you. What does stamina mean for you? If I'm lying on my vibrator, I don't need much stamina. I just need to hold it in position until I'm done.
Maybe. Ava, behave.
So what does stamina mean to you?
Yeah.
Also, in
and
terms of...
maybe because they also think sex to them is, again, what we've been saying, penetration.
Yes. Like, what does sex mean? But when it comes to the body stuff, your body is still so amazing. If you have sensation on your skin, you can feel fantastic. I think that's why there's so much beautiful sensory stuff in the kink world. You can just be touched differently. And some people can be brought to an orgasm through just somebody touching them on their outside.
Yeah. Some people are asking if they can come see you just to get some advice on how to rekindle again. So maybe before we wrap up, we can share your contact details and how people can get in touch with you. Another one says, hi, Clement. There's a Clicks personal lubricant jelly. Works amazing for me. I'm a 76-year-old female. Yes, ma'am. Another one says, hey, Clement, please ask Casey there. Does she have any suggestions for tackling the cognitive effort sex, or more to the point, orgasm requires? I just don't always have the cognitive ability. It's too tiring. I don't understand that. Do you?
Yes, I do. So a lot of people say that their sex and they are very cognitively sexual. And for them to have sex all the way through to an orgasm for them, they have to be focusing on it. They have to be in the sex. They might have really busy minds, and they have minds that go elsewhere. So staying present, staying focused on the sensation, sometimes it's just a lot of work. My answer to this is a very unique one. Smut. I think start reading smut, find smut you enjoy, listen to smut that you enjoy, smut erotica, if anyone's confused with what I'm saying. Find stories that you find erotic and incorporate those ideas, share them with your partners, and let the cognitive load be shared. If that's a thing, if you are fantasy sharers. I think the thing with cognitive effort is this something you can share? Do your partners even know about it? Like, is it something that all the situations need to be perfect so that all the sensory stuff is right? There's not going to be noises. There's not going to be smells that are going to be distracting you. Do you need your distractions taken away? Do you need, like, how do we help the environment be as conducive? So the thing about sex as you get older is learning how to accommodate. So what do you need to make it better and more comfortable for you? So accommodating your cognitive stuff. See if you can offload and outsource some of that cognitive work to your partners.
And there's some material you can read as well. As you say, I've interviewed 2 guests on the show, authors who have written erotic books, which I have read, which were brilliant. Rems Mabote has a book. If you guys are looking for something erotic that you want to read, but that's still written well, Rems has a book titled The Sweetest Taboo. It's highly erotic. It's funny. It's thought-provoking. Beyond the sexual content, the novel, I found that it explores, themes of identity, masculinity, and just the complexities of relationships in a globalized world. And then there's another book that I read actually about, 3-4 years ago, also highly erotic. It's titled Unspoken Truth by Phumeza. It covers multi-dimensional lives of characters with interesting and complex love lives. But it's really amazing. Like sexuality, culture, just the intersection of all of it. So those are the books that I've recommended before to you guys. I've actually hosted the authors of these books before on a Friday. So check that out as well. Let's take a quick ad break, and when we come back, we'll wrap up with some tips from Casey and maybe 1 or 2 WhatsApp voice notes. I do wonder what advice Casey has for some of you listening to us and you're like, oh, we've been together for so long. We've been in this long-term relationship and we just don't have sex anymore. How do we rekindle or maintain our sexual connection, even at over 50, at over 60, at over 70, at over 80? I'll get Casey to give you guys some tips on that.
Aubrey Masango.
Weekday evenings,
8 to midnight.
If this idea that the United States of America is going to impose sanctions on ANC leaders goes ahead, there is a danger that that move will be interpreted by many a South African as yet another attempt by Western powers to try and exercise hegemony over African states. What people have tried to do in trying to be moderate will be radicalized. But what will happen, the idea will be, I'd rather be free in hell than be a slave in heaven.
Aubrey Masango.
8 to midnight on 702.
702.
This year, the Private Security Industry Regulatory Authority, also known as CIRA, is proud to be partnered with 702 Walk the Talk. So look out for the CIRA activation at the finish point if you want to chat about how they contribute to safer communities. CIRA is also actively vetting all contracted private security companies involved in the work, so you get to finish the line safely and confidently. CIRA, your partner in security and safety at 702 Walk the Talk. Safer homes, safer communities, and safer businesses.
Aquele.
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 Aquela.
Aquele.
Aquili.
Aquele.
No matter how you say it, one thing's for sure. Aquele is South Africa's most loved water brand, refreshing you with pure natural spring water and delicious flavored sparkling drinks. From every sip to every smile, thank you Mzansi for making Aquele a part of your everyday moments. Aquele, spreading joy to South Africa naturally.
Your office is more than just a place to work. It's a reflection of your success. At Desk and Chair, we help you elevate your workspace with locally manufactured desks and a wide range of chairs to suit your style and budget. Our expert consultants are with you every step of the way, from planning to delivery and assembly. Visit our showroom in Midrand or shop online at deskandchair.co.za. Desk and Chair. Think, feel, work better.
You and your two besties have been belting out the same song since you were 6 years old.
Don't you feel like a cry?
30 years later, and that song will be sung live in New York City.
Don't you feel like crying?
Imagine.
Don't you feel like you could cry, crying?
Now imagine buying 3 Golden Circle tickets to the show. Ladies, we ride a door.
Oh yeah.
Invest early. You'll be so happy you did. Coronation. Trust is earned. Coronation is a registered FSP.
Relationship issues
Relationship talk.
on 702.
5 minutes before 12 o'clock, we're just about to wrap up our conversation with Casey Blake, who's a counselor and sexologist. Oh, I must say, I'm loving the messages I'm getting, Casey, from the older women who are enjoying their sex life. One says, "Hi, Clement, I'm 56. My partner is 66. I'm 56. And the sex drive still pops. I'm loving it." Another one says, "Hey, Clement, I'm 53. My partner 63. This man does it for me. One time I thought he peed on me, but hey, it was me. My gosh, the joy. We've been together for 17 years and he's listening." Ooh.
Oof. Learning that your body can squirt is phenomenal.
Okay, quick advice, Casey, for people listening to us who are like, "Oh, I wish I was that woman who's saying that. I wish I was that man who's also enjoying sex and they're in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. What advice do you have for couples that are looking to rekindle or maintain their sexual connection at this later stage of their life?
I would say start dating again. Start talking about what you think you're going to like, what you think you're open to trying, but you're not sure if you're going to like it. It's so important to stay curious. So if you're in the relationship space, become curious about yourselves, more importantly yourselves, and also your partners. There are these beautiful yes, no, maybe lists all over the internet. Are these kinds of the sexual things you want to try? You know, go through them separately, come together with some, I was going to say wine if that's your thing, or like over some beautiful dessert and discuss where your yeses and your maybes overlap. Get to know your own pleasure potential. There is so much around yourself, but I think so important is we need to talk about sex and we have to learn how to have fun with sex. Yeah. Sex is supposed to be fun. How do you make it playful? Your bodies are strange. They make weird noises. You're going to fart at one point when you're not expecting it. Can you laugh during sex? How do we make sex fun and laughable? Get some toys. Enhance your experience. Toys are not your competition.
Yeah. So quickly, what's the contact details? How do they get a hold of you?
whatnowcounseling.co.za.
What now?
What now?
Okay, whatnowcounseling.co.za. Casey Blake, it's always a pleasure to chat to you. Thank you so much for guiding us through such an important conversation.
Thank you, Clement.
Every day I'm hustling. It's our reality as business owners. And it's good to know that there's someone out there who takes care of the business that makes the business. Gotta love My Way Business Insurance. Saving big on premiums with 24/7 emergency services, plus My Business Assist with marketing, legal and labor advice services.
Visit myway.co.za or dial 0860 64 64 64 and get a quote today. My Way is a licensed non-life insurer and FSP. T's, C's and standard rates apply. My Way. Live your way.
This Sunday, the streets of Pitori come alive as 702 Walk the Talk returns, and Gauteng Tourism is proud to be your destination partner. There's no better way to close off Nelson Mandela Month than by honoring his legacy. Your way, your pace, with over 10 iconic attractions lining the route. So from the breathtaking Freedom Park Heritage Site to the lush South Lawns of the Union Buildings. For more information, visit gauteng.net or follow at Visit Gauteng on socials. Brought to you by the Gauteng Tourism Authority.
Are you looking for deals you can't ignore? Get to Dis-Chem and Dis-Chem Baby City for big baby price cuts this winter. Save 70 Rand on Bepanthen 100-gram nappy care ointment, now only R239.99. Buy Huggies Gold Nappies Value Pack, sizes 1 to 5 for just R179.99 per pack.
Bursting with bold berry flavor, packed with electrolytes and vitamins, and free from colorants. Aquila Vive Sports and Power Drinks. Let's move.
Coming up
on the Midday Report
with Mandy Wiener.
Mandy Wiener, how you doing?
Good, thanks to you.
What's
Clement
popping today?
Manyathela.
I'm all right.
So we're going to start the show talking about the MK's request for the vote of no confidence in President Ramaphosa to be not a secret ballot. We'll speak to Moletsi Mbeki about how we can grow the economy outside of exports. The Senzo Meyiwa trial has finally come to an end. Several cold fronts hitting the country, and it's Friday.
Sports and good
things too.
That's Mendy Wiener coming up on the Midday Report. Thank you for listening to the Friday edition of the Clement Manyathela Show. I cannot wait to see you at the 7:02 Walk the Talk on Sunday. Have a beautiful weekend, my friends. See you on Sunday. Bye-bye.
This is EWN.
Good afternoon, I'm Bali Dlamini. City Power has returned to Tshepisong in the West Rand today to continue its cut-off operation. Yesterday, residents clashed with police when the entity tried to get rid of illegal electricity connections. Residents blocked roads with rocks and burning tires, preventing City Power from continuing with its operation. Today, technicians are being accompanied by police during this operation. City Power says only 3% of residents in Tshepisong are paying for electricity. Spokesperson Isaac Mangina says the utility is bleeding money by maintaining infrastructure in that area.
We have replaced about 20 transformers in Tshepisong that either blew up or they were vandalized, and each were seeing about 400,000 rands. And that is the money that we have spent with the hope that the community will then be able to start buying electricity.
In the courts now, a group of mothers from Vleehof and surrounding areas are currently standing outside the Roodepoort Magistrates Court calling for murder accused Tiffany Meek to be denied bail. Meek is applying for bail today while facing charges of killing her 11-year-old son, Jaden Lee Meek. She was arrested 2 months after her son's body was discovered by a resident at their Vleehof complex in May. Ntokozo Khumalo reports.
A group of women are standing outside holding placards calling for justice. In the drizzling conditions, the mothers say they feel betrayed by the murder accused who they comforted in her time of grief. Petrunya Chauke, one of the women parts of the demonstration.
We are deeply hurt by this, as that day she was crying a lot whilst knowing what she did to her child. We thought this might have been done by a thief or someone